पसंद करेगी।
This week on the roundtable, we are taking a look at the danger our country faces from the number of Chinese imports that have been literally dumped onto our country. Our economy is at great risk. What can the budget do about it?
The budget is like an iron dome. It protects our factories, it protects Indian capacities, and we need to defend them from the onslaught that the Chinese economy is doing on India. And it has reached huge proportions, so there is a need for an urgent step to be taken by the union budget.
What I feel is not single measure, there can be multiple measures, but in the best way to stop China.
Hello, you're watching Newsx with me, Riya Dwivedi. Now let's begin with some breaking news coming in. The Jammu-Srinagar highway remains closed for a third day due to heavy snowfall and rainfall in Jammu and Kashmir, with thousands of loaded trucks and passengers are stuck in different areas on highway. Officials have announced the closure of the 270-kilometer hilly national highway connecting Srinagar to Jammu owing to slippery road conditions and snow accumulation between Banihal and Kazigun, and they also said no vehicular movement was allowed from Jammu towards Srinagar and vice versa. Furthermore, Mughal Road connecting been closed since the January 22-23 snowfall. Earlier, a massive avalanche hit Kashmir's Sonmarg tourist resort. Now joining me on the telecast is Ajay Jandyal. Ajay, what exactly is the situation right now in terms of the closure of the Jammu and Srinagar highway? What are the challenges that are obviously being faced?
See, for last 3 days the highway is closed, and definitely those who are basically stranded on the highway, they are facing the consequences, because if you could see that a long queue of trucks, loaded trucks which was going to towards Leh, towards Srinagar, they are stuck on the highway. And wherever you see on the highway, you will see this long queue of trucks, loaded trucks, passenger vehicles, and the other thing over here. And that is what exactly people are suffering of, because people they have been told that they are not allowed to move towards the Ramban Banihal, because about 1 to 2 feet snow have been accumulated over there, and authorities are saying that they are basically going to clear it soon. But the thing is that when it is going to be clear, that has to be seen. My department says that the weather have improved, and today it is going to be sunny. For next 3 days the weather will remain safe, but definitely the people, those who are stuck on the highway, they are facing the problem, because after snowfall on the upper reaches, the wind is flowing very chilly, and that is going to create dip the temperature as well. That is what have been predicted by the authorities over here. And even sources are saying that after 3 days there will be more rain and the snowfall on the upper reaches, because what we have seen that during the October, November and December there was no snowfall in Jammu Kashmir. Rain was not even taking place, but after third week of this January, the fresh spell of rain and the snowfall has started. That is going to improve the summers of the Jammu and Kashmir and rest of the country, because of the dry spell, people were suffering because of the dryness, as well as the crops were dying as well on the field. So this weather is going to improve the summers and also the crop condition in the Jammu and Kashmir. But yes, at the same time, because of the snowfall and the rain, the highway and the life is no doubt that disrupted for last 2 days.
And Ajay, when we are talking about the disruption as well, due to this, has there been any disruption in terms of flight cancellation as well?
you know, yesterday there was heavily snowing over there in the Jammu and Kashmir, upper reaches, and even Srinagar as well. And almost all the flights were cancelled from Srinagar to rest of the country. So that is the reason that that is what basically creating a disruption, the problem in the normal life in Jammu and Kashmir. And but today it's improving. So it is expected that after today the things will be better. But as my department have already predicted that for next 2 to 3 days, after next 2 to 3 days, there will be more fresh rain and the snowfall on the upper reaches. So definitely people has to be prepared. But yes, authorities are taking precaution that wherever it is required, they will provide the facilities. But we have seen that, as you said, that Sinsan Top Road is closed, Mughal Road is closed, Leh Road is closed in Sonmarg, and even far-flung areas like and South Kashmir.
All right, Ajay. I think we are facing some connection issues, but thank you so much for joining us on the telecast. Now, an intense winter condition has hit across North India. In Jammu and Kashmir, heavy snowfall in the Pir Panjal mountains has impacted the Kont-Ranka subdivision. While the weather conditions are expected to improve from Wednesday, travelers are advised to check the air and road connectivity before initiating their journey. And police have said, and I quote, the snowfall and rain started from Monday evening, and as a precautionary measure, we have suspended traffic movement on the national highway and also advised an advisory to the commuters owing to the weather conditions, unquote. Joining me on the telecast is Ashik Mir. Ashik, we can even see in the visuals behind you that when we talk about the heavy snowfall, that's very evident over there. So what kind of challenges and the advisories that have been issued and the challenges that is being faced by the locals as well as the tourists?
Well, absolutely. It's been a heavy snowfall since many days in Jammu Kashmir, particularly in the hilly areas of North Kashmir and South Kashmir as well. I can show you in visuals, this is a vehicle under the snow, and this is the snow accumulated almost. It's a 1 feet of snow which is accumulated on this car, and it's completely under the snow. And there are many far-flung areas like this, and the snow accumulation is almost 3 to 4 feet of snow. And earlier we have seen how the normal life was affected due to the fresh snowfall in Kashmir plains as well as in hilly areas. And we have seen that massive avalanche has also hit the Sonmarg area yesterday late night. And it's thankfully that there is no loss of life or any property damage. And earlier we have seen the many highways and far-flung areas are still cut off from the district headquarters because there are avalanche, there are landslides which are continuously and the Jammu-Srinagar National Highway is still closed for the traffic vehicular movement, and the Srinagar-Leh highway is also closed because the Srinagar-Leh highway is continuously falling under the heavy snowfall, and there are many avalanches which has hit the area. But the Beacon and the BRO authorities are continuously monitoring the situation, and they are clearing the roads. And IMD has also predicted there can be more snowfall in coming days, and the advisory has issued in 10 districts that avalanche may hit these districts in North Kashmir and South Kashmir as well. And the tourist number are increasing in the tourist destinations of Kashmir, and there are many tourists who are stranded in the highways in Jammu-Srinagar highway as well.
Ashik, stay on with me. I have more details coming in terms of this. Now, heavy snowfall and rainfall across the Himalayan region over the last 48 hours triggered widespread disruptions, with hundreds of vehicles and people stranded. Road and air traffic affected in several high-altitude areas of Himachal Pradesh as well as Kashmir. At Srinagar International Airport, all 58 scheduled flights, including 29 arrivals and 29 departures, were cancelled, and authorities said continuous snowfall rendered the runway unsafe for operations. Although flight operations are resuming now, the first flight is expected to land at 9:25 a.m. The railway stepped in by successfully operating special reserved trains between Katra and Srinagar to assist stranded passengers. However, a few trains between Banihal and Budgam were cancelled in the morning. So, Ashik, we have seen that several disruption in regards with connectivity and air travel have been taking place, and several flights have been cancelled. What exactly is the situation right now? Has the flight operation resumed normally now when we're talking about the first flight being landing?
Well, absolutely. As I earlier said, that the many air operations were halted, and now we are getting report that there can be a restoration of air traffic, and the airport authorities have said that the first flight from Delhi will land in Srinagar airport today. And but the weather is not suitable. It's continuously raining in Srinagar and other parts of the Kashmir as well. But the IMD has also predicted that there may be more snowfall, and due to that, the air operation may be halted again. But the Jammu Srinagar National Highway, which is the lifeline of Kashmir, as we can see, that highway is completely blocked in Ramban. There are many landslides, there are avalanches which are hitting the roads as well. Now the situation is getting worsened because the weather condition is not being improved. It's been said that there may be more snowfall in coming days. As I can show you still in visual, this is the car which is completely under the snow. I'll try to show you how the snow has accumulated in the plains of Kashmir, but the higher altitude areas, there are almost 5 to 4 feet snow, and the road connectivity is still being halted because the administration has not reached the far-flung areas as well. Now, we have seen earlier the videos of patient care were suffered. The security forces are continuously trying to locate, trying to evacuate those people who are stranded in the villages, and there are patient care that is still suffering in these areas. Back to you.
All right, Ashik, thank you so much for joining me on the telecast. Meanwhile, shifting our focus, addressing a banquet organized in her honor at Rashtrapati Bhavan, European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen has said that the political ties between Europe and India have never been stronger. She said that the combined scale of India and Europe gives them significant global influence in trade, security and international relations, and welcome India's rise to the forefront of global politics. Calling the moment decisive, Ursula also said that India-EU free trade agreement marks a major milestone in the partnership, stressing that it is only the beginning. She said the agreement sent a strong signal to the world that at a time of growing global divisions, India and Europe are choosing dialogue, collaboration and cooperation. Let's in fact listen in to her statement.
President, Mr. Vice President, Prime Minister, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much again for the warm welcome and for hosting our EU-India Summit. It was a genuine honor for Antonio and me to attend the Republic Day celebrations, and I was deeply moved by this ceremony. It made me reflect on the ancient ties that bind our two continents, our two civilizations. The relationship between Europe and India goes back thousands of years. We have long been connected and inspired through trade, science, and culture. From the earliest discoveries by Indian astronomers to the mathematicians who helped shape the European Enlightenment.
Now joining me on the telecast is my colleague Aditya. Aditya, obviously now we have seen the mother of all deals. What exactly does this mean now for Donald Trump, especially after we have seen the kind of attacks he has been making towards Europe, and now also what we are seeing that India gains from all of this as well, amid all of the tension that has been escalating between United States and the European Union. India is benefiting in terms of this. So what exactly is the game changer in terms of this?
Well, definitely, Ria. Obviously, now, some of the reports indicate that the U.S. officials are, not very insecure, now because now this EU-India FTA has been silent. Many mutually win-win deals have been signed between the India and the European Union. So clearly, at this juncture, the United States is also clearly watching these developments. And now, recently, we saw yesterday how U.S. also threatened Canada. There was a deal, there was a multi-dollar deal that was signed between Canada and the United States as far as the F-35 F-16, F-35 aircrafts are concerned. And now, a warning was issued that if Canadian PM Mark Carney backtracks on that, multi-dollar fighter jet deal, then there will be, consequences for Canada. So indeed, clearly, if you see, this India-EU FTA is a very, very mother of all trade deals. It's very comprehensive in nature. It will definitely, definitely be very, very instrumental in forwarding the Indian economy, various aspects of Indian economy, various sectors of the Indian economy, and definitely it's a win-win situation for India at this juncture, considering the fact that European Union has a lot of there are many European countries, which fall under the ambit of the European Union, and it will be another factor is that there's a large people-to-people connect between India and the EU. There's a lot of Indian diaspora people living in several European countries. So indeed, at this juncture, it needs to be seen, how this trade deal, this mutually beneficial trade deal, will be, beneficial for both India and EU, and definitely many products, many products of EU will definitely enter the free tariff under the purview of free tariff, and definitely this will be mutually beneficial. Yes, Ria.
All right. Aditya, stay on with me now. More breaking news coming in. US Ambassador to India Sergio has met with India's Defense Secretary R.K. Singh in a first meeting since the former arrived. In a post on X, Gore wrote, and I quote, just last year, the United States and India signed a 10-year defense pact which will significantly deepen our defense partnership. Joint exercises will continue. Additional sales are in progress. This is a strong relationship. Thank you for hosting US Defense Secretary Rajesh Kumar Singh. Unquote. Aditya, take us through the details that are coming in.
Yeah, if you see, this tweet by US Ambassador to India, Sergio Gore, definitely, shows the willingness of the United States of America to expand defense ties, with India. As far as the defense ties are concerned, US-India defense ties are concerned, they have been very robust in the recent past. Since India and US both are the active members of Quad, definitely this meeting of US Ambassador to India, Sergio Gore, with the Defense Secretary, definitely has is a very clear indication that the US is very keen on expanding its defense collaboration with India. We have seen time and again, that even America has been saying that it is very important to ensure global order in the Indo-Pacific. So clearly, this is a point towards China. China has been, expanding its footprint as far as the Indo-Pacific is concerned, and in that regard, Indo-US defense collaboration is very, very pertinent and very, very strategic at this juncture. Ria, back to you.
All right, Aditya, thank you so much for joining me on the telecast. Shifting our focus, the budget session of the 18th Lok Sabha begins on Wednesday and will continue till April 2nd. Ahead of the proceedings, Congress opposition leaders will meet Rajya Sabha Leader of Opposition and Congress Chief Mallikarjun Kharge to chalk out strategy for the floor of the House over Manrega as well as SIR, Indore water tragedy, state of economy and other major issues. Now joining me on the telecast is my colleague Anand Singh. Anand, what exactly we are getting to know in terms of the expectations regarding this budget session?
Yeah, look, the way in which the opposition party, especially the Congress, they have been opposing the way in which the government has replaced Manrega with VVG Ramji Act. So clearly, the opposition members will meet today at the chamber of Mallikarjun Kharge, who is also the leader of opposition in Rajya Sabha as well as Congress president, to chalk out the strategy that how it needs to corner the government on the issue of replacing Manrega, as well as the way in which several of the people have died in Indore due to consumption of contaminated water, as well as the issue of economic slowdown. So clearly, these all issues will be discussed during the meeting as the opposition leaders will be meeting there. And besides that, they will also try to discuss the issue of SIR, as SIR has been taken up in several of the states, and many of the opposition parties, they are opposing the state. So clearly, this issue of SIR will also be discussed besides several other issues that will come up for discussion during the meeting of the opposition parties floor leaders in Mallikarjun Kharge chamber in Parliament today at 10 a.m. this morning. Back to you.
And Anand, when we're talking about the budget session, what exactly do we know in terms of the regards of any relief that would come in relation to the budget? Do we have any news that's coming in terms of that?
Yeah, look, even if we talk about budget session and the government is clearly looking to woo several of the middle class voters, as several states will be going to polls this year. So clearly, there are a lot of expectations from the public, and the government will try to fulfill that. However, the government has not given any indication that what kind of relief it will be giving to the people, and they will discuss and bring all these issues once the parliament commences from today onwards. As today it will be first President Draupadi Murmu who will be addressing both houses of parliament during the budget session. Back to you.
All right, and stay on with me. I have more updates coming in. Now, amid the ongoing controversy surrounding the special intensive revision process in West Bengal, Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee is set to travel to Delhi on Wednesday, January 28th. According to reports, TMC sources say the Chief Minister will attend a government program in Singur on Wednesday and then proceed directly to Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose International Airport, from where she will fly to Delhi. Earlier, TMC's All India General Secretary Abhishek Banerjee has led a party delegation to Delhi and met National Election Commissioner Gyanesh Kumar. Following that meeting, the party sharpened its criticism of the SIR process, alleging that many legitimate voters could be removed from the electoral rolls under the pretext of revision. Anand, take us through the details that are coming in terms of this.
Yeah, look, the way in which the Tribal Congress has been opposing the SIR exercise that has been ongoing in the state of West Bengal. So clearly, as West Bengal is also set to go to polls later this year, and the way in which we have seen that how Abhishek Banerjee, General Secretary of the Tribal Congress, had led a delegation to the Election Commission, and he was unhappy the way in which the Election Commissioner responded to him. So clearly, looking at the way in which there have been communication with the Election Commission and the West Bengal government led by Tribal Congress over there, so clearly Mamata Banerjee is also set to arrive in the national capital today, as will be. All
right, Anand, stay. All right, we have some breaking news coming in. A plane has crashed in Baramati district of Maharashtra. According to reports, Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar was in the plane during the crash. This is a developing story with more information coming in. So major news that's coming in. Maharashtra Deputy CM's Ajit Pawar's plane has crashed. We are awaiting details regarding who is injured, what is the status of Ajit Pawar in terms of this. But for now, what we are getting to know is the plane crashed in Baramati and it had Ajit Pawar on board. We don't know exactly right now what is the condition of Maharashtra Deputy CM Ajit Pawar, but this incident happened in Baramati area. So this is a developing story. We'll continue to track, but for now, we have my colleague Yash Ahuja with us. But before that, I'd like to go to Anand Singh. Anand, what exactly you're getting to know in terms of this story? We've seen major development that has happened. A plane has crashed which had Ajit Pawar on board. Do we know anything in terms of his status?
Yeah. This is a very sad incident that has been reported from Maharashtra, Baramati, as the plane that was carrying NCP Ajit Pawar's actual speech, and Maharashtra Deputy CM Ajit Pawar himself was flying in that plane. So, as per reports, emerging reports that are the initial reports, we can say precisely that this plane crash landed in Baramati, and more details are awaited as of now, because Ajit Pawar was also said to be in the same aircraft, but more details are yet to emerge that who all have been injured and whether there were any kind of casualties or not. So clearly, this is a developing story, and we will track more developments in regard to this. Back to you.
And Anand, when we are talking about that, do we have any idea who was on board other than Ajit Pawar? Where exactly were they attempting to land where this incident took place in Maharashtra?
Yeah, this plane was attempting to land in Baramati itself, as it has crash landed. So clearly, the details of the persons who were accompanying this case with Ajit Pawar are yet to be revealed, and the administration and the airport authorities will share the details in some more time. So clearly, these are only the initial reports that we have received. So clearly, we'll be looking at the list of the passengers who were along with the Chief Minister Ajit Pawar and how this plane had crash landed. So clearly, we have just got only the initial reports from Baramati. Back to you.
All right, so we are awaiting more details that are coming in, but that's the visual on your screen, viewers. You can see that's the incident that we're talking about, the plane that crashed, which had Ajit Pawar on board. Ajit Pawar is the Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister, and he was on board. We are still awaiting details in terms of whether what exactly is the status of Ajit Pawar, who exactly was on board, in terms of what exactly is the situation of the injured. But you can see in those visuals that is Baramati area in Maharashtra, and the police authorities are over there inspecting, and there are locals as well that are on the ground. You can see a huge crowd has gathered. You can see the smoke that is also coming in. So obviously it's a very serious incident. We can see the visuals that there is a smoke all over. So right now we're still awaiting details in regards with this, but this plane crashed while it was attempting to land in Baramati, and this incident has been reported in Maharashtra, in Baramati area. We still are seeing what exactly is the status of Ajit Pawar, but this plane had the Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister. You can see in those visuals the crowd has gathered. The police authorities have promptly reached the location. You can see right now there are the locals as well as other people have gathered. The police authorities are right now assessing the situation, but you can see in the smoke as well, it depicts the fact that it's a very serious incident. We still are awaiting details in regards to the situation of Ajit Pawar and other people on board, and this has been reported after this plane was trying to land and it was attempting to land. That's when this crash happened. So right now we're still awaiting more details that are coming in, but that's the visual that you can see on your screens. Anand, when we talk about this incident, now what we can see, the visuals have also come in, and this highlights the fact that we can see the smoke all over as well. So this is a very serious incident, and we have seen a large crowd that has gathered. The police have arrived as well. What more do we know for now?
Yeah, the first video that has come from Maharashtra's Baramati. These are very serious visuals, as local administration has also arrived, as well as the local people have arrived to help the administration over there. And the way in which this plane has crash landed, so clearly around it has happened 20 to 25 minutes just a few minutes ago. So clearly the way in which this plane has lost control and it has crash landed, as it has gone into the agricultural field. So clearly more reports, more details will come out of this as the administration is trying to ascertain and bring out the pictures from that plane side, crash site. And they will now reveal the details that who all was traveling and what is the status of the passengers who were traveling, and if Ajit Pawar, the Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra, has been injured or not. So more details will be emerging out for I think some time. Back to you.
All right, Anand, stay on with me now. In this visual, let's take a look at exactly what is going on. Let's nat it up. If my production crew could do that.
Malas baka kayo kayo kali ko. Tumatas dito. Right na?
All right. So that's the visual that we are seeing. Obviously, that's the scale of the damage Let's take a look at that. According to reports coming in, passengers of the plane, including Deputy CM of Maharashtra, Ajit Pawar, has sustained injuries in the crash. And that's the visual of the rescue operations that we can see. The damage is a lot. We can see the smoke and the damage that you can see. It speaks for itself that it's a very serious incident. And as for now, what we are getting to know is that Maharashtra Deputy CM Ajit Pawar has been injured in this plane crash, in this incident. Obviously, those visuals speak for themselves. What we know now is the rescue operation currently is underway. The local authorities are over there assessing the situation. Anand, in terms of regards with that Ajit Pawar has been injured, we have seen the rescue operations are currently underway. When we take a look at the state of the damage, we can see in those visuals that it's a really bad situation. What do we know so far in terms of the rescue operation?
Yeah, Ria, look, as we have just seen that how, and we have received the news that Ajit Pawar was taken out from the plane wreckage and he is said to be injured. However, they have not revealed whether he is seriously injured or there are some previous injuries to him. But the fact is that he has been injured in this plane crash as he was flying in this private jet that had crash landed while attempting to land at Baramati airport, and then it moved towards the agricultural field where it had engulfed in fire. So clearly, the initial reports have suggested that Ajit Pawar has been injured, and the administration is trying to take out all the injured persons from the plane wreckage as it has caught fire just after crash landing over there in the field near the airport. So clearly, the details are yet to emerge that what led to such a kind of situation that the plane crash landed while landing, whether there was some instrument failures or there was some engine glitch. So all these details will emerge and the administration will share all these details. But as of now, the news that we have got is that Ajit Pawar is said to be injured and he has been taken out and he is being taken to a hospital so that he can be treated over there. Back to you.
Anand, stay on with me. Let's take a look at exactly this visual when we're talking about that. First of all, the smoke is still there. That means the fire is still there burning. And there's the charred wreckage all over. That means that the damage was on large scale. The locals and the cops are still there assessing the situation. The fire tenders are present there. In another visual that we saw, the fire tenders were trying to douse the flame. And even right now, what we can see in those visuals, the smoke says that the fire is still there. It has not been completely doused. So the rescue operations are still there. We can see the flames and the smoke is currently at the crash site on the camera. We can see that. And in those visuals, we can see the level of damage on the crash site. We are seeing the cops are gathered over there. We are seeing the locals on a large scale have gathered. That means when this incident happened, that this is a area where it's just it doesn't have a landing site at all. So that means they were attempting to land in Baramati. As far as reports come, he was supposed to address a rally in Baramati today as well. But what we know right now is Ajit Pawar has been injured in this incident. There is no official confirmation in regards to this, but we're still awaiting who exactly was on board, how many people were on board, what exactly is the situation of Ajit Pawar, how this happened. But for now, we have Vipul Saxena to break down exactly what could his expertise be on this in terms of he's an aviation expert. Vipul, what we are seeing right now, it's a major development, is the fact that Ajit Pawar's plane has crashed. In those visuals, what we can see is that there's no landing site at all. This is a field. And the locals are over there, the cops are over there. So that means this was that they were trying to attempt landing over there when this crash happened. What do you think in your assessment does the extent of damage mean?
Yeah, the pictures which are coming on TV, it clearly shows the aircraft has crashed and with no chances of retrieval of aircraft. And it also indicates severe injuries to the passengers. I only wish that they all survive. As per information, Mr. Ajit Pawar was on board and has been taken to the hospital and is quite serious. So what I heard is that aircraft was attempting to land, but then before that only it crashed. Probably maybe some technical fault, maybe some engine failure that will come out when the report comes in. But as of now, it's a very serious accident. with no chances of retrieval of the aircraft. Let's hope that people on board are safe.
And Vipul, in your assessment, obviously we have no confirmation right now what could be the reasoning and what could be the cause of this accident. But in terms of the extent of this damage, how bad do you think would the situation would be on someone who's on board? And especially, what do you think that you can make out exactly which this helicopter or this plane is?
This was a plane, and it's a charter plane. And the first thing, looking at the debris, it doesn't seem that it was a controlled landing. The aircraft has crash landed. That means pilot did not have control over the aircraft. So that is the worst situation any aircraft can face.
And Vipul, in terms of this, right now what we are seeing, the fire is still underway. It's still being doused. In that regard, when we're talking about this, do you think that there's a chance of, or that we could predict in terms of when we're talking about injury, that there's a possibility of someone coming out of alive out of this as well?
It all depends how fast the rescue team reached there, and the passengers were rescued from there. It all depends on that. But looking at the site, it has crashed completely, loss of aircraft, and fire is still on. That means they must have got severe burns, injuries also. So it all depends how much time the rescue team took to reach there and retrieve them and took them to hospital. All that will depend on the condition and survival of the passengers.
All right, Vipul, stay on with me. I have more updates coming in. More information that's coming in. 6 people were on board the flight and the accident occurred between 9 and 9:15 a.m. So Vipul, now what we are getting to know is the fact that 6 people were on board in this plane, and now they have also been injured as well. Now that's the latest that's coming in terms of that. What we know is that there was a trouble while landing or during the final approach that the pilot had. What exactly is your perspective on that? All right. I also have with me my colleague Anand saying, Anand, what we are getting to know as per reports is 6 people have been injured. What exactly, pardon me, 6 people on, there were 6 people on board with Deputy CM Ajit Pawar, and they were, that's the latest what we are getting to know in terms of the people who were on board. Pardon me, the 6 people were on board, they were not injured. There's 6 people on board with Deputy CM Ajit Pawar. Let's take a look at this visual that's coming in.
अर्धा तास एम्बुलेन्स आहे पोसिसकेको बॉक्स हा ब्लॅक बॉक्स पण ती ब्लॅक बॉक्स ते ह्याच्यात मेन अरे बाबा तरी पडला असला इकडे तिकडे तर हे होऊ नये आपलं शूटिंग चालू ठेवू ना टोटल कोण दाख बाबा अर्धा तास एम्बुलेन्स आहे पोसिसकेको बॉक्स हा ब्लॅक बॉक्स पण ती ब्लॅक बॉक्स ते ह्याच्यात मेन अरे बाबा तरी पडला असला इकडे तिकडे तर हे होऊ नये आपलं शूटिंग चालू ठेवू ना टोटल कोण दाख बाबा अर्धा तास एम्बुलेन्स आहे पोसिसकेको बॉक्स हा ब्लॅक बॉक्स पण ती ब्लॅक बॉक्स ते ह्याच्यात मेन अरे बाबा तरी
All right, now that's the visual in which we saw the audio. In terms of that, we saw that they were talking about black box. Vipul, in terms of this, we know now that 6 people were on board. What is the likelihood of the survival in your perspective? We're also seeing these visuals that are coming in and they're talking about black box. How far do you think we are going to get details in regard with this as well? And in terms of your assessment, what do you think is the chance of survival in terms of this? Vipul, am I audible to you? All right, I think we are facing some connection issues, but we'll get that sorted. We also have with us Anand Singh. Anand, what we are getting to know right now as per reports is that 6 people were on board. We have no official confirmation right now on the status of Ajit Pawar as well as about the other people on board. Another confirmation regarding this, but for now those visuals that we are seeing for ourselves talk about that they are still looking for the black box. And right now they are trying to douse the fire. We can still see visuals that say the fire is still there. They're trying to douse that. In regards to the 6 people on board, what exactly are the reports further telling us?
Yeah, Ria, look, as the reports have emerged that there were 6 people traveling in this private jet that crashed in Baramati, and Ajit Pawar, the Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra, was set to address at least 4 public meetings as he was all set for the Jila Parishad elections over there. So clearly, he was going there to address 4 of the public meetings that was scheduled in Baramati. And as the press results have emerged, we can see that how the authorities and the administration people, they were trying to find out the black box to ascertain the cause of the that what led to such an accident, so that it will help the investigators and the authorities to find out the exact reason that how this crash happened and what was the reasons behind it. So clearly, they are looking for black box now. As the fire tender team, they are trying to douse the flame as the plane had crashed in an agricultural field, and we have seen that how the reports have emerged that Maharashtra Deputy CM Ajit Pawar has been taken to
All right, Anand, stay
hospital.
on with me. We have more breaking news coming in. The Director General of Civil Aviation has confirmed that 5 people, including Deputy CM Ajit Pawar, have died in the plane crash. That's a major development that we are getting, Anand. We have a confirmation that we have got that 6 people, including the 5 people as well as Ajit Pawar, have died. That's the latest that we are getting to know, Anand. The big breaking news, the Director General of Civil Aviation has confirmed that 5 people, including the Deputy CM Ajit Pawar of Maharashtra, Deputy CM of Maharashtra Ajit Pawar, has died in this plane crash. Anand, that's a major development that we are getting to know. Obviously, this is a major loss. What exactly are you getting to know?
Yeah, the DCA director has just confirmed that among the 5 persons who had died in this tragic crash in Baramati, that includes Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister and the Chief of the MCP AP Captain Ajit Pawar. He has also died in this tragic crash in Baramati. So clearly, it's a very sad news that's coming from Baramati, as Maharashtra Deputy CM has passed away in this tragic crash that crash happened at 9:10 to 9:15 a.m. this morning. So clearly, these are the details that have been confirmed from the DGCA authorities itself, and DGCA has confirmed that 5 people have died in this tragic accident, and DGCA's chief, Faz Sidwai, has confirmed this information to us. So clearly, this is a big development, as Ajit Pawar was the Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra, and he is also said to have died in this tragic airplane crash. Back to you.
Anand, stay on with me. So this is a major development, viewers. It's a huge loss for the nation. What we are getting to know, it's an official confirmation from DGCA that 5 people, which also includes Deputy CM of Maharashtra Ajit Pawar, have died in this plane crash. And this happened while the pilot was attempting trying to land in Baramati. We have seen the visuals on our screens as well. The extent of damage was very bad. And in that, the survival chances were very low, and this is a very, very tragic loss indeed. And obviously, what we know is that 5 people have died, which includes Ajit Pawar. Those visuals on your screens, you can see the level of damage. Right now, we have seen the DGCA has confirmed that 5 people, including Ajit Pawar, has died. But let's take a look at more breaking news coming in. According to information, Ajit Pawar's security and pilot team were present and involved in the crash. After the crash, a fire broke out in the field that the plane crashed in. So when we talk about this, the security personnel, which includes the bodyguard, were also present with Ajit Pawar as well. The plane crashed, and after that, the fire broke out in the field. So there's no landing site at all. This happened when the pilot was attempting to land in Baramati, and after the failure in the final approach, the plane crashed, and the fire, in that fire, obviously, the level of damage, the accident was so severe and serious that this led to the death and the loss of Ajit Pawar's life. But on board, we know that the pilot was there, the bodyguard, the security personnel of Ajit Pawar was there, and all of these people have unfortunately they have lost their life. You can see the security, you can see the police force is on the ground trying to assess the situation. Details regarding the black box is still awaited. We see the visuals on our screens, the fire and the flame and the smoke is there. They are trying to douse that. The locals are over there. This is a field where we saw that happen. And Anand, in terms of regards with this, right now, what exactly is the situation? We've seen the extent of the damage. Is there any other reports that are coming in terms of what exactly was the cause behind this?
Yeah, look, the way in which this tragic air crash took place in Maharashtra, Baramati, the details are yet to emerge at what led to such a crash landing when the plane tried to land at Baramati airport. And however, it failed to land at the airport and it went in the agricultural field, where soon after touching the ground, it engulfed in fire. So clearly, at least 5 people have died, including Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar. But yet,
all right, Anand, stay on with me. Let's take a look at this visual on our screens. The level of damage, viewers, you can see that smoke, the damage that you can see on your screens. The fire is so bad that it's still, the entire area in the field has been engulfed. It is still blazing. And you can see on the ground, there's a huge wreckage. The debris is all over. You can see on the field all over, it's thick black smoke is engulfed. And you can see another visual that's coming in where we can see the smoke is there. It's on the ground, the debris is all over. The level of wreckage is so bad. It's a serious condition. And in this, which led to there was no survivor at all in this plane crash. And that's why you can see in those visuals, the fire is still all over. Unfortunately, this led to the loss of life of not just Ajit Pawar, but everyone on board. We still are awaiting details in regards to what exactly was the cause behind this. But for now, what we're getting to know is that the pilot was attempting to land, but in that it crashed, and which led to the fire engulfing the entire plane. And the fire was so bad that it was a severe fire which led to the loss of life of Ajit Pawar. All right, we also have with us Captain Surjit Panesar, aviation expert, joining us on the telecast. Captain Surjit, obviously, first of all, it's a very tragic loss for the nation. Ajit Pawar is no more. Not just him, everyone on board this plane is no more. In your assessment, what do you think? You've seen the visuals. In your assessment, what exactly is the cause of this accident?
Well, before I say at the outset, I pray to God Almighty to give peace to the bereaved souls and give courage to the family to bear the loss. Now, going to this crash, it is a very sad incident. I do not know whether it was due to bad weather or pilots' incapability to handle any emergency. It's a big loss to the country. We are losing good politicians. But now only the investigation by DGCA can prove, and if they have a flight recorder digital, they may be able to get the exact cause of this crash. Now, it is not good for us to introspect what could have happened, but we must wait for the inquiry report and how they investigate, and if the DFD or CVR is available, they will be able to get the exact cause of accident and they can suggest measures so that in future these things do not happen. It's a very sad incident. Only the investigation will prove what is the cause of this crash.
And Captain Surjit Panesar, when we take a look at the extent of this damage that we are seeing, how long do you think would we come to know in terms of regards of what exactly was the cause of this accident in terms of retrieving of the black box?
See, it depends on the investigation team and the place of crash, how fast the investigation team reaches the site of the crash. They will collect all the material, even the broken parts of the aircraft. The instruments will also be seen, because the moment they crashed, the instrument freeze immediately. So they will know the speed and height also at the time of the crash. No, it's not good for us to, introspect what could have happened. We have to wait for the investigation team, and they should be able to give us the correct cause of the accident, not like earlier inquiry, they keep it secret. In America, whatever happened, they make it public. This was the exact cause of the crash, and all pilots, all flying crew also come to know if they made any mistakes in flying. Now we have to only have patience and wait. And moment the DGC sends their team of investigation, they have experts. They will be able to tell you what is the exact cause of the crash.
All right, Captain Surjit Panesar, stay on with me. But you can see, viewers, on your screens, those visuals, the extent of the damage is pretty evident. Unfortunately, this led to the loss of life, and I pray to the bereaved families of all those who have lost their lives, the victims' kin, that this is obviously a very tragic loss, not just for the nation, but for the families of all of those who were on board. You can see on those screen, that the visual on your screen, you can see the extent of damage that this accident, when this happened, the fire broke out. The security personnel were also present, which included the bodyguard as well. It also included the pilot, and it unfortunately led to the loss of life of everyone on board. So first of all, let's take a look at several visuals that are coming in terms of this. This is one of the visuals that is coming in. You can see on your screens all of these police forces is on the ground. We can see for a fact that this particular area, we can see it's probably a body or charred body of someone that has been covered. We also have seen this entire area is blackened. This is all the extent of the wreckage. The locals are also over there. All of these people have gathered around the area. We have seen that this particular area, you can see the entire area is black. It landed, there was no survivor in this plane crash. Another visual, you can see the entirety, even on the area on the top, the entirety of the area is covered with people. On the locals have arrived, the cops have arrived as well. You can see the bodies have been covered. The police is on the ground assessing. You can see the entirety, we can see in these visuals, the smoke is over here. The entire area around this has been blackened. This is the debris, the wreckage that we can see of the plane crash. In another visual, this shows the extent of damage. Only this part of the plane, the chartered plane, is visible. All of the entire area of this, you can see there's nothing but just debris. You can see the level of damage on your screens. The fire tender team is over there trying to douse the flames. The fire is still there. You can see in your screens as well the level of smoke and the damage, and the fact that the fire tenders are still trying to douse. The entire area is covered with debris. Only this part of the plane is visible. So obviously you can assess from this the fact that the accident was so severe, it was so serious, that there would be no survival chances in this, and it's an unfortunate loss indeed. We also have with us my colleague Anand Singh. Anand, this is an unfortunate loss for the nation, a very tragic loss indeed. Our prayers to the bereaved families, and the fact is that we can see on our screens the level of damage, the severity of it, that it was this was so bad that the fire is still over there. They're still trying to douse the flame, and we can see the only few parts of the plane is visible. and the debris is all over. The wreckage of the damage is so bad that only few parts of the plane have survived, and after that there's nothing. So in terms of regards to the latest development, what exactly you're getting to know? Are there any reactions that are coming in?
Sorry, look, this is unfortunate news that emerged from Maharashtra, as Maharashtra Deputy PM said to be one of the victims of this tragic plane crash that took place in Baramati today. So clearly, if you look at the extent of the damage that has happened, as in the visuals we can only see the tail section of the plane visible properly, as the firefighters are still trying to douse the flames of the wreckage of the at the crash site. So clearly, there are no, as of now, no official words of any of the political leaders. They are yet to comment on the same. But clearly, this is a very big loss for Maharashtra, as we had also interviewed Ajit Pawar last year during the Maharashtra Assembly polls, and that interview took place at around 5 a.m. in the morning. And Ajit Pawar ensured that whenever the reporters had come for his interview, he used to be punctual on the time. So clearly, Ajit Pawar was known to be a very punctual man, and the way in which he was going to address 4 of his public meetings for the Jila Parishad elections over there. So clearly, this is a very sad news for his supporters, for the workers of the NCP-AP faction, as he said to have died in this tragic airplane crash. But yet, the official confirmation from the DGCA authorities that has come, that included the name of Ajit Kumar, the Deputy Chief Minister, along with several of his bodyguards, and as only 6 persons were traveling in that plane. So clearly, more details will emerge, and soon they will get reactions from several of the top leaders from Delhi as well as from Maharashtra, as he was one of the towering figures in Maharashtra politics, and he was very close to his uncle Sharad Pawar, the NCP. However, he had founded his own faction, NCP-AP, in 2022. So clearly, more details will be coming and more reactions will be pouring in, as several of the top leaders will be now flying to Maharashtra, especially Baramati, which is the hometown of Ajit Pawar. So clearly, we will be waiting for the official reactions and statements coming from several of the Maharashtra politicians as well as from the political leaders in the national capital. Back to you.
All right, Anand, stay on with me. We have more updates coming in. Following this plane crash in Baramati, we are learning that now that Supriya Sule and Pawar's wife Sunitra have rushed to the spot. What we are getting to now, Anand, is that Supriya Sule as well as Ajit Pawar's wife are now reaching spot. Obviously, senior other NCP leaders as well would be going over to the spot as well. But in terms of when we talk about when exactly was this information received by ATC, as well as, because we don't want to make any speculations, DGCA will obviously release all the details regarding this. But do we have any details in terms of when ATC received this information, as well as in regards to the updates coming in of Supriya Sule and others reaching the spot?
Yeah, look, Sunitra Pawar, the wife of Ajit Pawar, as well as Ajit Pawar, Supriya Sule, who is from the Sharad Pawar faction. So clearly, they all are flying, and several of the NCP leaders have left for the crash site in Baramati. So clearly, this is a very sad news for the Sharad Pawar family, as Ajit Pawar was from the same family, and we have learned that even Union Pawar and several other leaders from the NCP, that includes Rohit Pawar, they all are moving towards the crash site, as a very tragic news has come about the demise of Ajit Pawar, the Maharashtra Deputy CM. So clearly, we have seen in the last few days that how Supriya Sule had also mentioned about Ajit Pawar, saying that he is Dada, and it was how Ajit Pawar was called and known in the political circles, as people used to call him Dada every time. So clearly, many of the senior leaders from NCP faction, of the both towering leaders, that is from the Ajit Pawar as well as the Sharad Pawar, they all are going to Baramati crash site and to look at the way in which this crash had happened, and a very tragic news came.
मराठीमध्ये अजित पवारांचं निधन झालं असं कळतंय, काय माहिती आहे? मला काहीच माहिती नाही. मला आताच टीव्हीवरती कळलं आणि मी डायरेक्ट इथे आले.
ओके
मॅम काय अपडेट आला
काही माहिती आहे आपल्याकडे कोणाशी बोलणं झालंय या सगळ्या संदर्भामध्ये?
कोणाशी बोलणं झालेलं नाहीये. आता मी डायरेक्ट इथे आले. आता बघते आतमध्ये काय.
सुनेत्राताई यांनी पार्क आतमध्ये आहे.
जी मी भेटते जाऊ.
ओके चालेल.
All right.
Back to you.
All right, Anand, stay on with me. We have more breaking news coming in. Now, Mumbai to Baramati charter plane crash landed at 8:45 a.m. in Baramati, Maharashtra today. The crash landing of Mumbai Baramati charter plane happened at the runway threshold in Baramati. So, Anand, in regards with that, what we're getting to know is the exact timing of the plane crash. What exactly are you getting to know from your end?
Yeah, look, the way in which the DGC authorities, they are revealing the details, very minor details, as they have just mentioned that the plane had but it crash landed in the threshold near the runway. So clearly, this tragic crash to have happened and it will emerge.
All right, Anand, I think we're facing some connection issues, but thank you so much for joining me on the telecast. I also have with me my colleague, Brian Thomas. Brian, what exactly you're getting to know from your end? Obviously, this is a very tragic news, an unfortunate loss to the nation that Maharashtra Deputy CM is no more, as well as there were no survivors on board. What exactly is the latest that we are getting to know, especially in regards with what it was the cause behind this? When did this happen, and anything that the authorities are revealing so far?
Well, clearly, as of now, like you mentioned, yes, a very tragic incident where Maharashtra Deputy Ajit Pawar lost his life in this plane crash.
Ajit Pawar lost his life in this plane crash that happened. It was an Embraer Legacy 600. That was the aircraft name. Clearly what happened was when he was traveling to Baramati, he had multiple rallies there scheduled, and he had to talk to the people, he had to meet them and had to talk to them itself. But clearly the private jet was traveling towards Baramati when it crashed at around 8:45 in the morning. And there were 5 people, including him, that were on board, because since it was a private aircraft, and as per DGCA, as per what we are getting to know from the officials, all of them lost their lives. There were no survivors, and including them was the Maharashtra Deputy CM Ajit Pawar. So a very, very tragic incident coming from Baramati, Pune, where this very incident happened. It skipped through the runway and caught fire. There are visuals also flashing on our screens where there were fire tenders, people rushed to the scene. There are debris of the aircraft that is still there. So clearly a major tragic incident coming from Baramati at this point of time, Ria. Yes.
All right, Brian. When we talk about this incident, obviously we don't want to make any speculations in regard with this. But what we are getting to know is that Supriya Sule and others are also, and even Ajit Pawar's wife and his family are reaching the spot. Currently, what we saw in the visuals, the fire was being doused by the fire tender team. Is the situation currently the same? Is the fire not been completely doused? And especially in regards to the people who are reaching there, do you have any updates in regards with that?
Well,
नहीं होगा, यह और लटकेगा. ज़्यादा नहीं है, 30-35-40 लाख तक है. पूरी अमाउंट दे दो ताकि लोगों को जो किसान अपनी जमीन देता है उसको वक्त पे पैसे मिले.
Tenders are there. They are trying to douse the fire, but still there is immense amount of fire there. The entire place has been cordoned off, has been sealed for anyone to enter that premises. So clearly they've cordoned off the entire place, and fire tenders, authorities have reached the space to to take out the debris, to reach out to the people who are there. Unfortunately, major incident has happened, and what we are getting to know, Ajit Pawar, the Deputy CM, was there on board, along with there were 2 personnel, 1 PSO and 1 attendant, and there were 2 other crew. One is the PIC and one is the FO members in the charter plane. So clearly it landed at around 8:45, crash landed at around 8:45 when this incident happened, and then unfortunately the Maharashtra Deputy CM along with 3 other who were there at the aircraft lost their life.
All right, Brian, stay on with me. Now, what we are getting to know is what exactly this airplane was. We have more details regarding this, in which Ajit Pawar was on board. The plane was an Embraer Legacy 600. The Embraer Legacy 600 is a business jet derivative of the Embraer ERJ family of the commercial jet aircraft. When we talk about that, the Legacy 600 is based on the ERJ 135 model. It was launched in 2000 at the Farnborough Air Show as the Legacy 2000, and the Legacy carries 13 passengers in 3 partition sections for 3,015 nautical miles, which is 5,650 kilometers, or what it means is it carries 8 passengers for 3,450 nautical miles. It has also other features as well, which includes range via extra fuel tanks in the tail, behind the baggage compartment and forward of the wing, the winglets, and an extensive drag reduction program. It is also certified to fly 41,000 feet altitude versus 37,000 for the airline configuration, and the first flight was in June 2000. So what we are getting to know is this was the aircraft that Ajit Pawar was on board, which crash landed in Baramati. So Brian, what exactly do you know in terms of this? Obviously we've seen the level of extent of damage as well. Now we know which aircraft this was.
I mentioned also in the start, it was the Embraer Legacy 600, again a private jet that was there. Now we have the details of it. It was an operator of VSR, and aircraft type was Learjet 45, and the aircraft registration also is VT-SSK, and even the location was traveling to Baramati airport, and personnel on board were 5 including the crew. And this major incident happened. It was a private aircraft by the Deputy CM that was traveling to Baramati, because since he had 4 to 5 rallies there that he had to attend, and he had to meet people, he had to greet the people. So this was an official meeting that he was traveling to Baramati, and this crash happened at the Baramati airport before when it crash landed at the Baramati airport. So clearly at the runway itself, so clearly a major tragic incident coming from Baramati at this point of time. Ria.
All right. And now, Brian, stay on with me. I have more updates coming in. Now, INC leader and MP Pramod Tiwari has reacted to the plane crash in Baramati. Let's in fact listen in.
बारामती में लैंडिंग के दौरान जो विजुअल्स दिखाए जा रहे हैं तमाम चैनल्स, वो एक गंभीर विमान दुर्घटना है। मैं चिंता भी व्यक्त करता हूँ, दुख भी व्यक्त करता हूँ, और ईश्वर से कामना करता हूँ कि उसमें जो लोग रहे हों सब कुशल हों। इतना ही फिलहाल
सर, डिप्टी सीएम अजीत पवार की जानकारी आती है,
यही जानकारी दी जा रही है चैनल द्वारा कि डिप्टी सीएम अजीत पवार जी उस पर सवार थे। अभी कोई पुष्ट सूचना किसी तरह की नहीं है। मैं इतने ईश्वर से प्रार्थना कर सकता हूँ कि मिरेकल्स होते हैं, वो हो सकते हैं।
थैंक यू सर।
Now, RSP MP N.K. Premachandan has also reacted on the plane crash in Baramati. Let's in fact listen in.
So I'm N.K. Premachandan. Today I heard news regarding plane crash of Ajit Pawar. What do you say?
It is really unfortunate to hear that the Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra and his team, at the time of landing, it was crash took place and some casualties were there. But we don't have any authentic information regarding the incident. Anyway, the matter has to be investigated in depth because such an incident, that too at the time of landing that crash took place, that has to be investigated. Anyway, it is really unfortunate and really shocking as far as the nation as a whole is concerned.
But till now, no confirmation about Ajit Pawar. But Ajit Pawar was boarded in the plane.
Yeah, it is reasonably learned that Ajit Pawar, the Deputy Chief Minister, was also there in the plane, and authentic information has to come from the concerned authorities. Let us wait for the report and information from authentic information from the concerned authorities. After that, we will respond. Thanks, sir.
Manohar Kesri for Newsx.
All right, we have to make some clarification. We said that it was the fact that it was another plane, Embraer Legacy 600, but it is actually Learjet 45, the aircraft on which Ajit Pawar was on board, and this operator was VSR, and the aircraft type was Learjet 45. The Learjet 45 is a mid-sized business jet produced by Bombardier Airspace, which features a 2000 to 2235 nautical mile range, seating for up to 8 passengers and high-speed performance. So it was not an Embraer Legacy 600, it was a Learjet 45. So that's the clarification that we had to make. We also have with us Brian Thomas. Brian, what we're getting to know that it was actually Learjet 45. What are you getting to know from your end?
Well, yes, just a while back we mentioned the fact that from the DGCA what we are getting to know that the occurrence report that DGCA has submitted, that is also with us right now. It was the operator that was at the aircraft was VSR, along with the aircraft type was Learjet 45 that I mentioned the fact, and even the registration, when the aircraft registered, the registration number is VT-SSK, and the location was Baramati Airport, where personnel on board also mentioned by the DGC were 5 personnel, including the crew. And the details said that aircraft landed at Baramati, where Ajit Pawar, who was the deputy CM, was on board. Along with, there were 2 more personnel. There was 1 PSO and 1 crew, 1 attendant itself, and there were 2 crew, including 1 PIC plus FO members were there. And as per what the initial reports coming from the DGCA, none of them survived the crash that happened at the Baramati airport, the runway itself. Yes.
All right, Brian, stay on with me. Now we have a statement from Union Minister Giriraj Singh as well. He says, and I quote, "It was a tragic incident for the social and political spheres, a heartbreaking incident with 6 people on board. Ajit Pawar was not just a member of the Maharashtra DCM, but a leader across the country," unquote. So that's the statement and the reactions that are coming in terms of this. Brian, we are seeing several reactions that are coming in. Obviously, this is a huge loss, not just for the political sphere, just for the nation in itself, that Ajit Pawar is no more. What exactly are more reactions that you're getting to know in terms of this?
Well, they have been pouring off political reactions, starting with Pramod Tiwari and now Giriraj Singh, who is the union minister. They've been all speaking about the tragic incident that happened, which claimed the life of the deputy CM, Ajit Pawar. They've been speaking about it. The leaders have been voicing voicing the fact that, and also the fact that they've been acknowledging and putting a tribute to Ajit Pawar, and said that he was not a leader who was responsible for Maharashtra's growth but also India's growth. So clearly there have been a number of reactions from leaders who are speaking about it. There are many leaders who are expressing shock and disarray about the fact that they've lost someone, a leader like Ajit Pawar, who had such great vision for Maharashtra and for India itself. So clearly they've been saying, even Giriraj Singh has been saying, that this is a major loss for India and not just Maharashtra itself, that they've lost someone, a leader like Ajit Pawar. Yes.
All right, Brian, stay on with me. Now, Union Minister Ramnath and other reactions that are coming in. Let's take a look at other reactions that are coming in.
केंद्रीय मंत्री रामनाथ ठाकुर साहब हमारे साथ में मौजूद है। ठाकुर साहब, कल राहुल गांधी नेता प्रतिपक्ष ने कल फिर से आरोप लगाया है संसद में कि हरियाणा से लेकर के बिहार तक वोट चोरी की है बीजेपी ने। अब
All right, viewers. So those were the reactions that were coming in. But meanwhile, you can see in those visuals as well, the crowd that has gathered. It includes the police authorities. It also includes the fire tender on the spot. It includes the locals that have gathered there. Ajit Pawar had a huge legacy in the political sphere. Obviously, this is a tragic loss. You can see the level of damage, the wreckage of that you can see, the debris is all over, and all of the authorities right now are trying to assess the cause of the incident as well. Brian, in terms of this, do we have more updates in regards to the confirmation regarding what exactly is right now going on in terms of the in Baramati the situation right now, the local authorities that are present over there?
Well, clearly as of now, tragic incident coming, and DGC has given a statement, yes, that said there were 5 people on board. There were 2 members itself. Ajit Pawar was there, 1 PSO and 2 more personnel were there, including 1 PSO and 1 crew member. There were other 2 crew members, including the PIC and FO. So clearly, DGC has given a statement, and they've said that as per initial information investigation, there are no survivors itself. Now talking about the scene where this incident happened at the airport, at the runway, the place have been completely cordoned off. Firefighters have reached the scene, fire officials have reached the scene, and they are now assessing the situation, and they've entirely cordoned off, blocked the road for any passerby to enter that space. So clearly, and this is also, there are many debris also of the aircraft that is being there in ruins itself, so they are assessing that also, and that situation there is still grim at this point of time, and all kinds of authorities are working and ramping up their efforts to ensure that that debris gets cleared, and the people the mortal remains of the individuals who lost their lives can be taken itself to the hospital now. Yes.
All right, now what we're getting to know, Brian, stay on with me, that Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Union Home Minister Amit Shah both contacted Maharashtra CM Devendra Fadnavis and received information and updates about the Baramati plane crash as per Maharashtra government. So major update that we are getting to know right now is that Prime Minister Modi is taking stock of the situation, and he has dialed Maharashtra CM Devendra Fadnavis, as well as Amit Shah has also contacted Devendra Fadnavis after this incident. Obviously, this is a tragic loss indeed for the nation. Now what we're getting to know is Prime Minister Modi has dialed Maharashtra CM Devendra Fadnavis. You can see in your visuals, viewers, that the situation was so severe, the accident was so severe, there was no survival chances, and this led to the loss of life of Ajit Pawar. Now what we're getting to know is Prime Minister Modi dialed Devendra Fadnavis, as well as Amit Shah has dialed Devendra Fadnavis to take stock of the situation and in regards to the updates regarding the plane crash as well. Brian, in terms of this, what are you getting to know?
Well, yes, as of now, both the leaders, the head of the country, one being the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, and one being the Home Minister of India, that is Amit Shah, they both dialed them.
All right, Brian, stay on with me. I also have with me Ashok Chavan, former Maharashtra CM, joining me on the telecast. Ashok Chavan, now this is a very tragic loss for the nation, and obviously not just for the political sphere, it's for the entire nation, and our prayers for the bereaved families as well. What exactly was your first reaction? This is a huge loss for Maharashtra and the nation. What was your first reaction to this?
This is, ma'am, highly shocking and unbelievable that such a thing could happen suddenly today. And of course, for me, it's a personal loss because I knew him very closely. We have worked together in the cabinet, and as a chief minister also, he was in my cabinet. Always very cheerful, hardworking, and definitely I've seen him work relentlessly for the welfare of the state of Maharashtra. And only 2 days back, we have met in Nanded for a function organized by the state government for Guru Tegh Bahadur Singh's 350 Shahadat. So in that program, he had come there, and we had briefly met for a few minutes there. While departing from Nanded, we shook hands, and he left for probably Baramati. So this was the last time when I met him about 2 days back in Nanded. So this is something which cannot be believed. How it happened, why it happened is a matter of inquiry, further investigation. But we never expected this to happen. This is definitely a personal loss for all of us. He was a towering personality in the political arena of Maharashtra, respected by everybody. Also in the center, he made a lot of impact with his political debut as starting a new party in Maharashtra. And he has been successful so far in whatever decisions he has taken in the political field. So this is something which we never expected to happen. And it's very unfortunate that we have lost a very strong leader of now.
Obviously, Ashok Chavan, this is something that is so shocking that the realization of it will take time. It is really unexpected. It's not something that one can register, and it obviously takes a lot of time. But in your experience, for however long you have worked with him or your interaction with him, what was your perspective on him, since he was a stalwart in the politics? He has a huge legacy. He was a very important figure in Maharashtra, and he was leading his political party as well. So obviously, what exactly was your experience in this?
Well, he was a good administrator. He had known Maharashtra, and particularly specialization in the irrigation department, which he held for a considerable long period of time. I think he has performed excellent. We have given results, was available to the people at any time, especially his work started early morning by 6 o'clock. He used to be out observing whatever on-field activity of the various developments in the state, and in the Mantralaya as early as possible in the morning he used to be in Mantralaya. So he was a very hard-working person and had good administrative experience and knowledge. Sharad Pawar had groomed him.
Yes, thank you so much, sir, for obviously your this is something that's so shocking. But in terms of any message that you will have for the family of Ajit Pawar that you would like to share? I think we have lost the connection, but that was Ashok Chavan, and he spoke about Ajit Pawar. And obviously, this is something really shocking, as he has stated, and it was very unexpected. And obviously, it will take a lot of time for a lot of people to realize the fact that Ajit Pawar is no more. He had a huge legacy, not just in Maharashtra. He was a very important figure in the whole of the country. So this is a tragic loss for the entire nation. And this was Ashok Chavan. We are seeing several reactions that are coming in terms of this. But for now, what we know is that Ajit Pawar is no more. There was no survivor in this plane crash. But meanwhile, let's take a look at what exactly happened in this plane crash. What exactly do we know so far? In this plane crash, I would like my PCR crew to show on the screens as well. Yes. So first of all, what exactly has the DGCA said? What the DGCA has said, the aircraft registered was VTSSK operator VSR. So that's what the DGCA has said. And then the manufacturer is Bombardier Aerospace under the Learjet division. So this aircraft which we were talking about, on which Ajit Pawar was on board, was a Learjet 45, and the manufacturer of that is Bombardier Aerospace, under which this division is. Under the category of this is, it's a mid-size and it's a super light business jet, which is often classified as light to mid-size. So we have seen the visuals of the aircraft after it crashed. So that's the Learjet 45, on which Ajit Pawar as well as 5 other people were on board. The certification is by FAA, and it was certified in September 1997 under far apart 25 transport category rules, stricter than previous Learjets. So obviously this had a lot of other provision. It was certified in September 1997, which was stricter than the previous Learjets. The design highlights are wings built by de Havilland, Canada, and the fuselage and the empennage by Short Brothers. And when we talk about more details regarding this, we also have with us Deepti Kala, aviation expert, as well as Captain Surjit as well, joining us on the telecast. Deepti Kala and Captain Surjit, thank you so much for joining me on the telecast. First of all, this is a very tragic loss for the entire country, and this is a huge loss not just for the entire nation, for the family of Ajit Pawar and everyone else who lost their life in this tragic incident. And our prayers for goes out for all of the victims' kin. Deepti Kala, we don't want to, for all our guests, we don't want to speculate, we don't want to make any conspiracy theories at all regarding this. We want to wait for any official confirmation that is coming in regards with this, because we can make all the speculations at all, but we should respect any investigation that is going to take place. But in regards with this, when we talk about the Learjet 45, if you could break down for our viewers, for the layman's language, what exactly is the specification of this on which Ajit Pawar and 5 others were on board?
Yeah. So good morning, and indeed it's a moment of grief for the entire country. You know, Mr. Ajit Pawar had served the longest as the Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra. So indeed it's a loss to the country. Specifically in the political world also. Now, coming to this crash, whatever we've been observing since the news has come, with my personal experience, what I feel is, see, the Baramati is a very regional airport, and it is being used for general aviation and majorly for the pilots training. It mostly handles only private charters. The airstrip is not very long, which means from that side, there was no issues or concerns. Private charters are being handled very well at that airport. Now, what I personally see is only some technical fault, probably, which would have come in this aircraft. See, it is not about whether it's a Boeing aircraft, it's a private charter, whatever it is. Ultimately, what we have to understand is it's a machine and it can go wrong anytime. That is one factor that we always consider, and that is why maintenance checks and everything is very high. Now, if you remember, when we had lost our CDS Rawat sir also, that was also the time, you know, these are VIP aircraft, we call them VIP aircraft, wherein, of course, all the maintenance checks and everything takes place for each and every flight is equally important to everyone. Okay, it's not for us as technical officers, each and every flight is equally important. However, in such cases, when VVIP or VIP movements are being taken, extra care is being taken by everyone. And so that's why that question of, you know, any other speculation doesn't arise usually in such cases. In Rawat sir's case, majorly the weather had played a role. Here in Baramati, right now, I'm sitting in Pune. It is hardly 2 hours from here. The weather isn't that bad, so I won't, as of now, I might be wrong, but as of now, I don't see the weather has played any role. I feel if it was an emergency landing, there could have been some avionics error, some technical error that has happened that has led to this tragic incident. Over to you.
Deepti, stay on with me. We also are getting to know that ambulance driver has spoken. Let's in fact listen into this soundbite of his.
क्या कहेंगे, ये हादसा हुआ, आपने खुद देखा है?
आंखों से देखा है। बहुत दुख भरी, दर्द भरी घटना है। ये हमने देखा कि एरोप्लेन जब नीचे आया था, ऐसा लग रहा था उसका क्रैश हो जाएगा, ऐसा हम सोच रहे थे, तभी क्रैश हो गया। हम देखे कि हमें लगा नहीं क्रैश हो गया है, लेकिन एयर ट्रैप पे उतरेगा ऐसा लगा, उतर रहा है, लेकिन क्रैश हुआ और उसके बाद स्फोट हो गया उसका ज़बरदस्त। स्फोट होने के बाद वो हम देखने आए, पहले देखा तो उसको आग लगी थी पूरे प्लेन को, और उसके बाद 4-5 स्फोट हो गया विमान में उसका, और उसके बाद बहुत लोग आ गए और उसने निकालने की कोशिश की, लेकिन बड़ी आग लगी, उसके कारण कोई मदद नहीं कर सकता, लेकिन सब आ गए। तब बाद में उसको उसमें आजिदा था। ये हमारे लिए बहुत शौक की बात में है, ये हमें बता नहीं सकते हम बात में ऐसा, लेकिन हमने देखा है कि पायलट ने भी ट्राई किया होगा कि लैंडिंग करने का, लेकिन लैंडिंग हुआ नहीं है। ये बहुत शौक वाली घटना है। हमने देखा पूरा एक नीचे आ रहा था, ट्रैप पे आ रहा था, ट्रैप के नज़दीक 100 फुट से नज़दीक आके गिर गया है।
That was made in regards with this. You can see on your screens as well, visuals are coming in of the tragic loss. Obviously, it's a huge loss, and it's a day of mourning for not just Maharashtra but for the nation, that Ajit Pawar is no more.
And you can see another visual on your screens as well, where the debris is all over. The extent of damage is really bad. Now joining me on the telecast is Captain, I also have with me Priya Sehgal, Editorial Director, Newsx as well. Priya Sehgal, this is an unfortunate incident. It's a tragic loss for Maharashtra, not just for the political sphere, as well for the entire country. And he was a stalwart in this, in the political arena. He was a very important figure, and now the nation has lost one of the very important figures in Maharashtra. What exactly was your first reaction when you came to know this news?
You know, as you said, Ajit Pawar's absence will be felt not just in Maharashtra, but also in the national politics also, because, you know, he had he was a grassroots leader, finance minister, he's the one who, former finance minister, he showed the gumption to form his own party, to take his own way, and he split the NCP from his uncle, and he actually did very well on the ground. So he was a mass-roots leader, someone who was dynasty, but in his case the dynasty was actually standing in his way. So he had the gumption, the audacity to deliver, and he did so. So having said that, you know, Ajit Pawar, he had tied up with the BJP, he had broken the NCP. So there is going to be a lot of shift in Maharashtra politics also post Ajit Pawar, and the impact of his loss on the ground. You know, his wife is a Rajya Sabha MP, his son Parth is also a youth leader. So their family is very active in politics. Supriya Sule, his cousin Sharad Pawar's daughter, whatever differences they had, they were very close. You know, they kept some of their family ties. She used to always refer to him as Ajit Da. He was her elder brother. In fact, one of the reasons, of course, why he split the party was he saw that there is no future for him in Sharad Pawar's NCP while Supriya Sule is there. So which is why he decided that he's not going to keep waiting, and he dared, he took the plunge, and he delivered in that sense. So he, in terms of a grassroots politician, full marks to him. Really a leader who spoke his own mind. We interacted once unofficially at a lunch, and he had a great sense of humor. You know, he was very wry, and you know, he was really a politician who will be much, much missed, really.
And Priya, as you have talked about this, the kind of person he was, what exactly does this mean now for the NCP as well? And obviously we know that this is something that there's the politics aside, all of the parties will gather together for something like this, because it's a huge loss. So what do you think is the forward way for, because this is something that is so unexpected, it will take a lot of time to register as well.
No, it's going to, because as you said, unexpected, too young to die really in that sense. So we saw that, you know, having said that, there was a split between him and Sharad Pawar's NCP, but the two did come together for the municipal polls that took place recently. Did not fare so well, but there was talk of a merger. So I wonder if that talk still holds. The merger at that time would have been under Ajit Pawar's leadership more, but now I think Sharad Pawar will have to really rally around once again for the party. He was looking at retirement. He did not campaign so actively during the civic polls recently, but I think it will take a Sharad Pawar once again to unite the NCP. Otherwise, unfortunately, without Ajit Pawar, there is no singular tall leader really who can unite the entire party in both the camps of the NCP. You know, I'm taking Supriya Sule fully into account because she is more a national leader than a state leader. So it will have to be Sharad Pawar trying to rally the party again, or else the NCP may just split. You know, as it is, the factions are divided between one faction. Sharad Pawar faction is with the UPA, while Ajit Pawar faction was with the BJP. He's supporting the Fadnavis government. He is a part of it. He's the deputy CM there. So given all that, I think there is going to be a they will need Sharad Pawar's a lot of his political agility, but I do see the NCP splitting. Wrong thing to say today when it is such a tragic day, but unfortunately, you know, the long-term implications could have a political point on the NCP.
All right, Priya, stay on with me. I also have with me Deepthi. Deepthi, we don't want to make any conspiracy theories, as I've already stated. We don't want to make any speculation, but how long will it take for the black box to be retrieved? And we've seen the level of extent of damage as well. In your regard, what do you think could have been the cause? We know that the pilot was, this happened when the pilot was trying to final approach, and the plane crashed and the fire engulfed the entire aircraft. So in that regard, what is, in your expertise, what does that mean?
Yeah, So FDR could be collected by today itself. That's what, because the aircraft has charred what we see from the debris. I think it should be collected by today itself, because we already know the where it is, and in the videos we could see where the wing is placed. We could see the logo of the VSR that is being flown. That is the company with which this aircraft particularly flies. Now, when it comes to this Embraer 600, the aircraft itself, it's a very sophisticated aircraft. There is no such, just like when we speak good about the Boeings and all, this was also a very good aircraft, and a lot of technological advancements are already there. So now that's where the conclusion basically arrives, is that if it was approaching and it was about to land, and that's when probably something.
All right. I also have with me Majid Memon, former member of Rajya Sabha, joining me on the telecast. Majid, thank you so much for joining me on the telecast. This is a very tragic news. It's a very unfortunate news that we are getting to know that the nation has lost Ajit Pawar. It's a huge loss, not just for Maharashtra, but for the entire nation. What exactly was your first reaction when you came to know that Ajit Pawar is no more? And obviously, not just him, but other 5 people on board as well.
It's a very devastating information. The death of Ajit Pawar has snatched away a very dynamic and a very proactive leader who was connected with the grassroots workers. And he used to be very determined. We have worked together for almost 2 or 3 decades. And then I have found him all along to be very, very assertive. He has served state of Maharashtra as the Deputy Chief Minister on a couple of occasions. And he has also been Finance Minister for a fairly long time. And in fact, at party level also in organization, he used to play a very dominant role. Unfortunately, of course, he fell apart from Sharad Pawar a few years ago. But at the same time, we must say that as far as state of Maharashtra is concerned, it has lost a very dynamic leader much before time. And therefore, I'm afraid that this kind of air accident requires us to be careful with regard to air traffic. Was it the case of technical error? Was it a case of error of judgment by the pilot? Was it a case of some pollution or the bad air atmosphere? Things will be known very soon. But all said and done, we have lost a dynamic leader, undoubtedly.
And Majid, my last question to you is that obviously it's too soon to say. We are still awaiting official confirmation in regard to what exactly went down, what happened in this incident. But in your experience, what does this mean now?
I think we need to wait for a little while to know precisely what exactly, how the events have occurred, what is the cause of this crash. And also, many more details would follow in a matter of some more time in the course of the day.
And Majid, it's too soon to say, but what does this mean now for NCP? Because this is a huge loss for the future of NCP as well as the fact that what exactly is your message for the bereaved family of not just Ajit Pawar?
As far as Maharashtra politics is concerned, it was in the air that the 2 Pawars, the senior Sharad Pawar and Ajit Pawar, would probably come out together. Well, this was a matter of what we would have waited for a little while after the corporation elections are over now, that probably they thought that they should come together again. But then now that with the loss of Ajit Pawar, certainly it's a big blow to that fraction of NCP which fell apart from Sharad Pawar, because Ajit Pawar was probably the key leader. Others like Praful Patel or Tatkare and others were secondary. As a matter of fact, the lead role was played by the deceased Ajit Pawar himself. And therefore, we'll have to wait and watch as to how Maharashtra politics takes turn.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for joining me on the telecast. Obviously, it's a very tragic loss. But meanwhile, let's take a look at the reaction that is coming in from Union Minister Nitin Gadkari. All right. So again, what we are seeing now, Prime Minister Modi has also reacted on this as well. So now what we know is that Prime Minister Modi has reacted to this news. Obviously, this is a very tragic loss indeed for the entire nation, that Ajit Pawar is no more, and that not just him, we know that other 5 people on board are no more. And now PM Modi has expressed his condolences as well. And as far as that, he said that he's saddened by the tragic air crash in Baramati, Maharashtra. He said that my thoughts are with those who lost their loved ones in the crash, praying for strength and courage for the bereaved families in this moment of profound grief. So that's this first reaction that is coming in. Another statement that has been given by Narendra Modi as well. He said that Shri Ajit Pawar ji was a leader of the people, having a strong grassroots level connect. He was widely respected as a hard-working personality at the forefront of serving the people of Maharashtra. His understanding of administrative matters and passion for empowering the poor and downtrodden were also noteworthy. His untimely demise is very shocking and saddening. Condolences to his family and countless admirers. Om Shanti. So now that's the first reaction what we have seen from Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Obviously, this is a very tragic loss indeed. We have seen several statements that have been made by Prime Minister Modi. He has expressed, he said that he's saddened by the tragic air crash, and he has said that his thoughts and prayers are with the ones who have lost their loved ones in the crash. Now we have more breaking news that's coming in at this point of time. We're now learning that Ajit Pawar's body has been brought to the hospital. Crowds of people have gathered outside the hospital. When we talk about Ajit Pawar, his body has now been brought to the hospital, and the crowd has gathered. Obviously, this is a huge loss for political sphere as well. It's a very tragic loss. You can see in the visuals as well. That's the ambulance carrying Ajit Pawar's body. It has reached the hospital. You can see the sea of crowd that has gathered. All of the admirers, all of the political leaders as well. They've all gathered there to pay their tribute and to pay their last respect. They are gathered there. His body has now arrived to the hospital as well. You can see the people, they are fighting the way in. He meant a lot. You can see in those visuals, the crowds have gathered, and the body has been brought to the hospital as well. That's the visual on your screen when we're talking about Ajit Pawar. We're seeing several reactions are coming in. We have seen Prime Minister Modi has reacted as well. We've seen Rajnath Singh has reacted to this as well. We've seen earlier Prime Minister Modi and Union Home Minister Amit Shah, they dialed Maharashtra CM Fadnavis as well. We have seen Supriya Sule, Ajit Pawar's wife, and other senior leaders of NCP. They are all en route to the crash site as well. So that's the latest that we are getting to know at this point of time. We're still awaiting official confirmation in regards to what exactly went down, what exactly is the cause of the incident. But for now, this is a very tragic loss indeed. Ajit Pawar was on board Learjet 65. This is a very tragic morning for Maharashtra as well. But let's take a look at when we talk about the flight radar as well. When we talk about where exactly Ajit Pawar was there. Let's take a look at another reaction that's coming in. Take a look at that.
का ये एक्सीडेंट में निधन होना ये बहुत ही दुखद और दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है। पिछले 40 साल से महाराष्ट्र के राजनीति में मेरे बहुत घनिष्ठ मित्र रहे, उनके मेरे पारिवारिक संबंध रहे। बहुत कर्मठ, अच्छा प्रशासक और विकास की दृष्टि रखने वाले ऐसे वो नेता थे। उनके जाने से बहुत बड़ा नुकसान हुआ है। उनके परिवार को भी काफ़ी उनके ऊपर भी एक बड़ा हादसा हुआ है। मुझे लगता है कि भगवान उनको ये जो घटना हुई है इसका दुख सहन करने की ताकत दे। मैं व्यक्तिगत रूप से और पार्टी के तरफ से महाराष्ट्र के इस पुराने सहयोगियों को मैं श्रद्धांजलि अर्पित करता हूँ। भगवान उनके आत्मा को शांति दे, यही ईश्वर चरणों में प्रार्थना करता हूँ। नमस्कार।
और बीजेपी सांसद गणेश सिंह जी हमारे साथ में मौजूद है। गणेश जी,
अजीत पवार नहीं रहे, इस तरीके की खबरें आ रही है। उनका हेलीकॉप्टर क्रैश हो गया है, उनका निधन होने की सबके समाचार आ रहे हैं।
बहुत दुखद समाचार आज दूरदर्शन में देखने को मिला कि महाराष्ट्र सरकार के उप मुख्यमंत्री, जो महाराष्ट्र की राजनीति के एक बहुत बड़े नेता थे, अजीत पवार जी, एक प्लेन हादसे में उनका दुखद निधन हुआ है। बहुत ही दुखद है और ये समाचार सबको बहुत दुख पहुंचाया है और महाराष्ट्र के लिए बहुत बड़ी क्षति है।
सर, एक और मुद्दा चल रहा है, यूजीसी का मुद्दा चल रहा है। आपको क्या लगता है यूजीसी के जो नए नॉर्म्स आए, आप
सामाजिक क्षेत्र के लिए, राजनीतिक क्षेत्र के लिए बहुत ही दुखद घटना है। 6 लोग सवार थे और अजीत पवार जी भी उसमें सवार थे, ऐसी सूचना आ रही। अगर ये सच है तो आज का दिन दुर्भाग्य का दिन है। इतनी बड़ी दुर्घटना शायद हम पिछले दशक में ऐसी दुर्घटना कभी हमको दिखने को नहीं मिला। ये दिल को दहला देने वाली दुर्घटना है। भगवान करे उन सभी लोगों के परिवारों को शक्ति दें। इतनी बड़ी घटना, जो लोग उसमें सवार थे, ये बहुत बड़ी दुर्घटना है। केवल महाराष्ट्र सरकार के वो डिप्टी सीएम नहीं थे, बल्कि देश के एक जाने माने राजनेता थे। आज उनकी भरपाई शायद मुश्किल है।
बारामती में लैंडिंग के दौरान जो विजुअल्स दिखाए जा रहे हैं तमाम चैनल्स, वो एक गंभीर विमान दुर्घटना है। मैं चिंता भी व्यक्त करता हूँ, दुख भी व्यक्त करता हूँ और ईश्वर से कामना करता हूँ कि उसमें जो लोग रहे हों सब कुशल हों। इतना ही फिलहाल।
सर, डिप्टी सीएम अजीत पवार की जानकारी आती है,
यही जानकारी दी जा रही है चैनल द्वारा कि डिप्टी सीएम अजीत पवार जी उस पर सवार थे। अभी कोई पुष्ट सूचना किसी तरह की नहीं है। मैं इतने ईश्वर से प्रार्थना कर सकता हूँ कि मिरेकल्स होते हैं, वो हो सकते हैं।
थैंक यू सर। थैंक यू सर।
बहुत ही दुखद समाचार है। समस्त पवार परिवार और जितने भी समर्थक हैं उनको हमारी तरफ से संवेदना और शोक मैंने बात की सुप्रिया जी से भी और उनकी मैसेज से भी।
सर, जिस तरह से अजीत पवार जी का निधन हुआ है,
सर एक मिनट रुक जाइए तो मेरी जयराम से।
Right now, what we are getting to know is former Chief Minister Prithviraj Chauhan has joined us on the telecast. Obviously, thank you so much, sir, for joining me on the telecast. This is a very tragic loss for Maharashtra and the entire nation. This is very unexpected. What was your immediate reaction to this?
Well, it was too shocking to describe the event. We are in the midst of local bodies election, Jila Parishad elections, which are happening after 8 years. And these are foundational elections which set the tone for future politics in Maharashtra. Yesterday was the last day of withdrawal of nominations, and from today, the campaign was to begin in right earnest, and that's why he was going from Mumbai to his constituency in a private jet. Unfortunately, the jet met with an accident. We'll have to check up which company was this and was the aircraft well maintained or not. I think DGC will come out in order of inquiry. It's too tragic to describe. I mean, initial reaction is Maharashtra has lost a dynamic leader. We together, both together, I became the CM of Maharashtra in November 2010, and he was my deputy CM. He also became deputy chief minister for the first time along with me, and we worked together for 4.5 years. So I've seen him working at a very close quarters. We had our differences. And of course, after I demitted my office as Chief Minister, we continued to have our differences because we are on the opposite side of the political spectrum. But there's no two ways about his administrative ability, his decisiveness, his contact with the ordinary common people of Maharashtra. And Maharashtra expected great things from me. He was the future leader of the state, notwithstanding the various political alignments and otherwise. But particularly now, the two factions of the NCP, the Sharad Pawar faction and the Ajit Pawar faction, seem to have merged. And I think they merged under the leadership of Ajit Pawar, because the Sharad Pawar faction seem to have folded into Ajit Pawar's faction. What happens now, nobody knows, but it is an earth-shaking event. It will have an impact on the stability of Maharashtra government, Devendra Fadnavis government, because he was a key pillar of the Mahayuti government in Maharashtra. Now, what future holds for NCP, what future holds for opposition parties in Maharashtra, time alone will tell. But it's too sad the shock is too sad to describe, particularly in our part of the state, Western Maharashtra, Pune, Satara, Sangli, Kolhapur districts. I think from my condolences to the family, deeply shocked.
And sir, since however long that you have seen him working, what was your experience with him? What did he mean to you? And in terms of in Maharashtra politics, what exactly, in terms of his legacy, what was your experience?
Well, I mean, he was without a doubt a major young leader from the state, without a doubt. And my experience of working with him, he was a little impulsive. Many times rules were set aside to get certain things done. And I had to check him out, saying that, look, certain things had to be done as per the rules. And we had our differences. At one time, I remember he resigned in a huff from my government, but then rejoined later on after about 15-20 days. So we continued to respect each other. At the same time, we had our differences. And he was very popular mass leader in the country, I think. Not only Maharashtra, but in the country. He had a huge personal following. And his style of functioning, style of politics was a little different than what Congress is used to. But that seemed to be successful. And as it was seen in this election, that the Sharad Pawar faction, the larger faction, seems to be folding under Ajit Pawar's leadership. At least in our part of the state, that's what seems to be happening. And so, future would have brought in the formal merger, but I don't know what happens now.
And so, what exactly is, obviously it's too soon to say, but what does this mean now for Maharashtra, and what is your message for the bereaved family as well?
No, of course, my deepest condolences to the bereaved family. We all know them, we worked together. They were, he had a major clout in our part of the state, Western Maharashtra. So it is absolutely shocking. What impact it will have on the future of Maharashtra politics is difficult to estimate right now. But who succeeds him, or what happens to the NCP party as such, whether the party now goes back to the parent Congress or part of it merges into BJP, one doesn't know. But I don't know who will now lead the party further. His wife is member of parliament. His son is active in politics. But we don't know what happens. Particularly, it will have a tremendous impact on Western Maharashtra politics.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for joining us on the telecast. And obviously, it's a very tragic loss. And thank you so much for your for joining us. But that was Prithvi Raj Chavan. He was a former CM of Maharashtra. And obviously, this is a very tragic loss for the entire nation, that Ajit Pawar is no more. And it's too soon to say what exactly is the cause of the incident, but we have more breaking news now coming in.
Now, Union Minister H.D. Kumaraswamy has reacted to the death of Maharashtra Deputy CM Ajit Pawar. He expressed condolences on the death of the leader. Let's in fact listen in to this soundbite.
Ajit Pawar air crash issue. It is very shocking news to us also. Very sad news. This kind of thing in this weather, the pilots has to be very careful. But I condole my to this shock, come out with the blessing of God, the family members. It's really unfortunate to hear that news.
All right, we have with us my colleague Brian Thomas back on the telecast with us. Brian, we are seeing several reactions that are coming in terms of this tragic incident, the plane crash that happened in Maharashtra. What exactly is the latest update that we are getting to know in terms of other people reaching the spot, as well as what exactly are the authorities telling us? Do we have any updates regarding that?
Well, yes, clearly a very tragic incident has come where national leaders, state officials are expressing their condolences. NCP has been reported to be in deep mourning, with party workers and members visibly distraught at the news of his death. NCP figures such as MP Praful Patel has expressed shock and said they have no words to describe this. Even in Baramati and other political circles in Maharashtra, there has been an outpouring of respect and remembrance itself. So clearly there have been many such messages. Supriya Sule has also given a WhatsApp status saying that she is devastated. There's just one word that is written, that is devastated. The Chief Minister itself, Devendra Fadnavis, has cancelled all his party meetings, and he's also flying towards Baramati itself. So clearly many reactions coming from many leaders. The Prime Minister, the Home Minister that we had a discussion about also dialed Devendra Fadnavis to take cognizance of what happened, to understand the situation, the gravitas of the situation. So clearly this, even the Prime Minister himself also posted on his platform X about the very loss that happened, and said that Ajit Pawar was a great leader of people. He had strong grassroots level connect and was widely respected as a hardworking personality at the forefront of serving the people of Maharashtra. There were leaders saying about the understanding of administrative matters and passion for empowering the poor and even downtrodden that were also noteworthy. So clearly the leaders also expressing, especially the Prime Minister also speaking about it, saying that his untimely demise is very shocking and saddening, and condolences to the family and Cowardance admirers. So clearly many such outpouring messages coming towards Ajit Pawar, where Supriya Sule and other leaders also expressing their disarray in this matter that happened. Yes.
All right, Brian, stay on with me. Now we have more breaking news and reactions that are coming in. Now, President Draupadi Murmu has expressed condolences on the death of Maharashtra Deputy CM Ajit Pawar. Taking to X, she posted, and the President said the news of the death of several people, including Maharashtra's Deputy Chief Minister Shri Ajit Pawar in a plane crash in Baramati, Maharashtra, is extremely tragic. The President further added that the untimely demise of Ajit Pawar ji is an irreparable loss, and that he will always be remembered for his special contribution to the development of Maharashtra, especially in the cooperative sector. Now joining me on the telecast is Jweta Basu, editor, TSG. Jweta Basu, ma'am, thank you so much for joining me on the telecast. Obviously, this is a very tragic loss indeed, that Ajit Pawar is no more. What was your first reaction when you heard this?
Obviously, and the thing is, it's unbelievable that something like this would happen. Ajit Pawar is such a central figure when it comes to Maharashtra politics, that, and he's currently, of course, Deputy Chief Minister. I mean, we have to see, of course, how this affects Maharashtra politics, because his wing of the NCP, which it is the original NCP.
देहांत हो गया। बहुत दुखद घटना है। जहां तक मैं उनको जानता था और कई सालों से मेरा उनका व्यक्तिगत रूप पे परिचय था, मुझे याद था जितने वो दिखने में स्ट्रिक्ट थे, तलवार जैसी बात करते थे, लेकिन हृदय के बहुत कोमल थे। मैं पुणे से बंबई से जब आ रहा था तो एक घाट में मेरा कार का एक्सीडेंट हुआ। तुरंत न्यूज़ फ्लैश हुई और दूसरे वक्त कुछ।
All right, so that was Rajya Sabha MP Ujjwal Nigam and his reaction to the loss of life of Ajit Pawar. Now we also have with us Praniti Shinde, member of the Lok Sabha, joining us on the telecast. Praniti Shinde, this is a very tragic news that has come in. What was your first immediate reaction to this?
This is absolutely shocking that Maharashtra's Dada is no more. Every single person in Maharashtra, from a farmer to a worker, has tears in his eyes today, irrespective of which party he belongs to. We have Jilla Parishad elections going on. It's hectic lifestyle. And Dada, the Dada that I know, was someone who was a stickler for time. This is an aircraft which he used all the time, the VSR that he flew in. He used this aircraft. It was a solid aircraft. It's very shocking as to how this could, and for this to happen in his hometown. I mean, it can't be more tragic than this. His son just got married. He was, he used to always, he gave his best for his party. He would travel. He was a stickler for time. If there was a meeting at 9 o'clock, he would be there at 10 to 9. And this is what the hectic lifestyle, I think, has just cost him his life today. And I'm just absolutely shocked. All of Maharashtra is in shock right now.
And as well as, obviously, this is very unexpected, the loss. But in your experience, what did he mean to you, as well as what kind of legacy did he leave behind, if you could share with us?
The younger sister, he always looked out for me when I was an MLA, as an MP. As an MLA, he used to give me special funds for my constituency. He was someone who was always focused on development. He did not let petty things get in the way. Even the last worker, he would, always go for him. He would call out to him, when we were always standing, waiting to give him a letter. He would say, "Hey, Praniti, ikde ye," and always had that. Everybody has a special spot for Dada in their hearts. And we just can't believe, we're in utter shock right now that he's no more.
All right. Obviously, this is a very tragic loss, but thank you so much for joining me on the telecast, and condolences to the bereaved families and everyone who, the families of all those who were on board this tragic incident, the aircraft. But meanwhile, before we go to the breaking news, I also have with me Sanjay Lazar, aviation expert, as well as Dr. Vandana Singh, aviation expert. But we have more breaking news right now coming in. CM Mamata Banerjee has taken to X, and she has written, "Deeply shocked and stunned by the..."
माननीय सदस्यगण,
माननीय सदस्यवृन्द, ଏହି ଯୁଗ୍ମ ଅଧିବେଶନକୁ ସମ୍ବୋଧିତ କରି ମୋତେ ଅତ୍ୟନ୍ତ ଖୁସି ଅନୁଭବ।
All right, so that was the parliament. And now we have more breaking news coming in. We have seen there's several reactions coming in. We have the reaction of Mamata Banerjee as well, where she's talked about the sudden demise of Ajit Pawar, the Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra, and his co-passengers have died in a disastrous plane crash at Baramati today morning. And she said, I'm feeling a deep sense of loss. My condolences to his family, including his uncle.
की अजित दादा एवढ्या लवकर आपल्यातून जातील ही महाराष्ट्रासाठी अतिशय दुःखद आणि दुर्दैवी घटना अजितदादांच्या जाण्याने झालेली आहे। खरं म्हणजे अजितदादा गेले अनेक वर्ष या महाराष्ट्राच्या राजकारणात नेतृत्व करत होते आणि अतिशय परखड स्पष्ट वक्तेपणा आणि प्रशासनावर असलेली त्यांची पकड आपण पाहिलेली आहे. प्रत्येक गोष्टीचा त्यांना बारीक अभ्यास करून बोलण्याची सवय होती आणि परखड स्पष्ट वक्तेपणा, निर्भीड, रोखठोक बोलणारे असले तरी सुद्धा त्याला चूक म्हणणारे असले तरी सुद्धा अतिशय मनाने ते निर्मळ होते. याचा अनुभव मी स्वतः घेतलेला आहे. त्यांच्यासोबत मी मंत्रिमंडळात देखील काम केलं. मी मुख्यमंत्री असताना त्यांनी उपमुख्यमंत्री म्हणून देखील काम केलं आणि जेव्हा मुख्यमंत्री मी असताना मुख्यमंत्री माझी लाडकी बहीण योजना किंबहुना इतरही योजना जेव्हा आम्ही सुरू केल्या तेव्हा आर्थिक जे काही घडी आहे किंवा आर्थिक तरतूद जी आहे.
All right, so that was Eknath Shinde and he has expressed his condolences after the demise of Ajit Pawar. So several reactions that are pouring in. Obviously, it's a huge tragic loss, pardon me, for the entire Maharashtra, the political sphere as well as the entire country. I have with me Sanjay Lazar as well. Sanjay Lazar, when you heard this news and you've seen several visuals that are coming in of this plane crash, what, in your assessment, what exactly went down? We don't want to make any speculation, but in your expertise, what were you able to make out of that?
Thank you, Riya, for having me on your show. It's a very sad day for Pune, for Maharashtra and India itself. Ajit Pawar was a very, very dynamic leader. I live in the Baramati district, incidentally. I'm speaking to you from there. I'm not too far, from this site. And it's a bright, clear day, so I really cannot speculate what happened. What I've heard is, reading the DGCA incident report that it just, the aircraft crashed just before landing on the side of the shoulder of the runway. So it's obviously something technical or, could be a last minute wind shear or something, I don't know. But from what I understand from sources on the ground is that there is a conversation that is recorded between the aircraft and the ATC, and autopilot disconnected 50 odd seconds before the accident took place, and it just veered across. Instead of landing on the runway, it landed on the shoulder and into the side of the field. So that's all I can say. I would not like to speculate. I know inspectors are on their way to the crash site. Of course, the crash site is also got hundreds of people who've surrounded it. So I hope they sensitize the area, sanitize it, and ensure that evidence is collected. The Learjet is a pretty good aircraft. It's not known to, have so much of inconsistencies. So I really cannot speculate. It would be incorrect for me to speculate what happened. And pilots, of course, who fly the chief minister or the deputy CM and all these are very experienced pilots. So I do not, cannot for the love of me fathom what could have happened in the last minutes of this dying aircraft.
All right, Sanjay, stay on with me. I also have some more breaking news and reactions that are coming in. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh has reacted to the death of Maharashtra Deputy CM Ajit Pawar. Taking to social media platform X, Rajnath Singh said that he is deeply shocked and pained to learn about his untimely demise. And he further added that throughout his long public life, Pawar remained committed to the development and prosperity of Maharashtra. He further extended his condolences to his family. So we also have with us Dr. Vandana Singh, aviation expert. Dr. Vandana Singh, obviously Ajit Pawar was a very important figure. He was a Baramati strongman. He was an architect of coalition as well. He was a very important figure in Maharashtra as well. This is a very tragic news. But in your assessment, what exactly went down? Again, we're not making any conspiracy theories, we're not speculating, but what exactly, if you could share with our viewers, what do you think went down, the details of that?
First of all, thank you for having me on your show. It is indeed a very, very sad day for the nation because we've lost a good leader. Of course, he was going to his own district, Baramati, and he was going to address a gathering over there. Not just that, all the 6 members on board the Learjet 45 series by Bombardier, all of them are gone. We know there was a very young co-pilot lady accompanying the pilot. There was a security officer. There were 2 other attendants, and all 6 have perished. We do know also that when the aircraft was approaching the the final approach, there is one recording where it is even saying that the pilot is actually saying that he cannot see the runway. But while landing, of course, it is on the final approach, the aircraft has veered off the runway. It has tried to land. There has been instability on the final approach. Now, what exactly was the cause behind it? As we just spoke, we are not going to speculate. Was it mechanical, technical, sabotage, political conspiracy? All of that, we are not going to get into it. But sadly, the lives are lost. And when the aircraft has touched down, it has broken into flames, which means that the aircraft was completely loaded with fuel. Obviously, there was no refueling facility over there at Baramati. It was supposed to come back. And the reason why it has completely gone into flames is because there was enough fuel in that and no life was spared. So this is very clear that this has happened. It is a very, very tragic accident that has happened. And the actual cause, whether mechanical or technical, what inefficiency was there, what instability was there, was it, fuel, was it the engine instability that happened at the end? We don't know, but we do know that the pilot tried his best to land this equipment, to land this aircraft, and that it went into flames. This is what we know. Now, the Learjet 45, ma'am, is a very sturdy equipment. It's a robust equipment by Bombardier. These equipments are all checked. As we spoke, the safety security check of all these aircrafts are all done in advance. They are not flagged green before they take off just like that. So obviously everything was okay during takeoff from Mumbai. Now, during the approach is when all of this has happened. And there is one recording from Baramati where, because this was coming under the control of Karwar area, that when they were asked on approach if you can see the landing, the runway, the pilot said negative. But then the pilot tried. So exactly that cause of it will come out. The weather as such, there was a little bit of cloud, little bit of haze, but also a little bit of sun. So it cannot be that bad, but that angle also has to be looked into, ma'am. Over to you.
All right, Dr. Vandana, stay on with me. As well as Sanjay Lazar, we also have more breaking news coming in. Now, Amit Shah has also expressed condolences on death of Maharashtra Deputy CM Ajit Pawar. He took to his social media platform X and he posted that today the news of the loss of Maharashtra's Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar and our senior NDA colleague Ajit Pawar ji is in a tragic accident has left my heart deeply distressed. The way Ajit Pawar ji dedicated himself to the welfare of every section of society in Maharashtra over the past 3.5 decades cannot be expressed in words. Whenever we met, he would engage in long discussions on numerous issues related to the welfare of the people of Maharashtra. His passing is a personal loss, not only for the NDA family, but also for me. I express my deepest condolences to the Pawar family in this hour of grief. The entire NDA family stands firmly with the bereaved Pawar family. May God grant the departed soul a place at his divine feet. Om Shanti. So that's the statement that has been given by Home Minister Amit Shah. Obviously, it's a very tragic news and obviously the nation stands with the bereaved Pawar family as well as the family of other people who lost their life in this incident. But Sanjay Lazar, as Dr. Vandana has also talked about this, when we talk about the aircraft, the Learjet 45, as Praniti Shinde earlier, one of the members of the Lok Sabha also talked about that this was an aircraft that he used to travel frequently and he relied on. If you could break down for our viewers what exactly are the details regarding this aircraft, so in a layman's language. All right, I think we are facing some connection issues, but Dr. Vandana Singh, we have seen that this aircraft was a very pertinent, we've seen the earlier statement that has been given that this was an aircraft that he used to travel most frequently in, and so if you could break down for our viewers what exactly the Learjet 45 is.
Yes, as I mentioned, it is a very sturdy equipment manufactured by the Bombardier aircraft manufacturer, resilient, fuel efficient, is overall very robust and sturdy, as I mentioned, and it is an equipment which most of the political leaders as such use. So when it comes to the equipment, there is nothing wrong with the equipment. It is a known jet. It is a known equipment that is known to fly leaders all over the country as such, or all over the globe as such. So there is no such issue with that. When it comes to the safety and security, as I mentioned to you, ma'am, that always when such let's say a delegation is going, or let's say somebody is going to address a meeting, or it is even something at short notice, proper maintenance and proper checks are done. This aircraft was managed by VSR, which is also very known and very good as such. But what we are hearing also is that while approaching to Baramati, obviously there is no refueling happening over there, and this aircraft was carrying enough fuel to obviously for Mr. Pawar to address the gathering and then come back. And when, of course, it veered off the runway, it tried its best. There was an imbalance on final approach, whether it was mechanical, whether it was technical, what kind of inefficiency was there, it remains to be seen. It is still a speculation. Again, people are talking about sabotage and political conspiracy. We don't know about that. But what we know about the equipment that the pilot tried, initially he did convey the message that he could not see the runway. He said negative to the Karwar station that was in touch with the equipment. And of course, it veered off the runway and then it burst into flames. Obviously, it had a lot of fuel, it burst into flames, and no life was spared from all these 6 lives. So when it comes to the equipment, I will have nothing more to say except that it was an efficient, sturdy, robust Bombardier equipment, frequently used, and it's not that it's just come into use, being used for many years, ma'am. And being well maintained, especially when it is a VIP movement or something like that, they make sure that there is no gray area as such, which is left to task or left to really think as to something could go wrong over there. Everything is done in a proper manner, is what we understand. And of course, the first officer was a very young pilot. The captain was very experienced, so there is no problem out there as well. So the real cause has to come out, and I'm sure the DGCA has put an investigation over there. As we know, we should come to know soon as to what was the cause of this crash. Over to you, ma'am.
All right, Dr. Vandana, stay on with me now. What we're learning is that CM Devendra Fadnavis will be traveling to Baramati. All his programs are cancelled. Maharashtra Congress State President Harshvardhan Sapkal has also cancelled all his programs. Now, joining me on the telecast is also Shekhar Vijayan, political commentator. Shekhar Vijayan, when you heard this tragic news, what exactly was your first reaction to this? Because obviously he was a very strong figure, a very stalwart in Maharashtra politics, a very pertinent in leadership. So what was your first reaction when you heard this?
Fortunate, very untimely, and it's very sad because We all know that he's come from the grassroots level. He's very, very popular. Not just Mr. Ajit Pawar. The Pawar family is very, very popular in Maharashtra and the rural areas of Maharashtra. Everybody knows them. And to hear about this untimely and untoward death in the morning was really sad. Also, the way he, the way the crash happened, and with all the 6 people on board who passed away in such a dastardly manner, I think it just goes to show that it is very unfortunate, very sad. And, I also believe that him as a politician, the Pawar family, they must be going through a lot right now. Because Mr. Pawar was quite, is obviously was quite old, was not, he was an active politician. And to, pass away in this unfortunate manner, I think is really sad. Very, very unfortunate.
All right, Shekhar Vijayan, stay on with me as well as Dr. Vandana. We're also learning about the details of the crew on board this deadly plane crash. According to flight data, Captain Sahil Madan, who was the pilot in command, and Captain Yash, who was the second in command, were on board this Learjet 45. The flight was going from Mumbai to Baramati. Dr. Vandana, it's obviously a lot of scrutiny takes place in such a situation, especially when it concerns such a political figure. But how long does it take for when we talk about the black box being retrieved and for the reports to come out in terms of a crash like this?
Okay. So firstly, let's talk about Captain Sahil Madan now. As the captain of this flight, he had more than 15 years of experience. If I'm not wrong, he had 16 years of experience and had been frequently flying various dignitaries and various ministers in and out and various VIPs in and out. So this was a very experienced pilot. As I also said, that initial findings from Karwar, from Baramati, where I'm hearing is that this captain first said that he cannot see the runway. He said negative. And then, of course, there was a burst of sun and he said, yes, I can see it. So to really say how well it was managed or how well it was not managed remains to be seen, but definitely something happened at the final approach. And I also mentioned that Learjet 45 is a very good, very sturdy, very robust equipment. And here the captain was very experienced. The first officer was a very young officer, Yash, like you gave his name. So all the lives are gone. And of course, the DGCA will come back with investigation very shortly. The black box, meanwhile, is already going to be recovered within the next few hours or next few minutes, if I can say. And the first initial reports should be coming out very, very soon. Of course, it takes time to put everything together, to, put all the important items out, including the black box as well as the cockpit voice recorder, all of it. But what it is being told to us is that initially the captain, pilot, said negative on approach, that he could not see, and then suddenly there was a burst of sun and he said, yes, I can manage. Why it steered off, why it veered off the runway, why it came with that impact, and of course it went into flames because of the fuel inside it, and nobody was spared, and all the 6 people totally perished. That is very, very sad. But yes, very soon everything is going to be put together. They are going to be recovering it today itself, as I said, within a few hours, within a few minutes. The team is already there doing their job, and they will put pieces together and come up with the actual findings. But Baramati just tell me, the Karwar also reports that captain probably said negative on approach. Now, whether that is true or whether that is untrue, that remains to be seen, ma'am. Over to you.
All right, Dr. Vandana, but we have more breaking news coming in. Mallikarjun Kharge, the leader of opposition Rajya Sabha, has also expressed condolences on the death of Maharashtra Deputy CM Ajit Pawar. He posted on X and said that the news of the demise of Ajit Pawar is deeply shocking and distressing. He further added that having served the people of Maharashtra in various constitutional capacities, Ajit Pawar shall be remembered as a seasoned politician who discharged his responsibilities towards his people with sincerity and astuteness. Dr. Vandana, when we talk about this incident, we have seen that there was visuals that were coming in that when this plane crashed, after that there was a huge fire as well. In terms of this, when we talk about retrieving bodies or retrieving evidences, how difficult is that in terms of that?
Yes, exactly. So I said by the time the FDR and the CVR are going to be recovered, it's going to take a little bit of time because, as you rightfully said, it completely went off into flames. The reason it went on into flames is because it had a lot of fuel inside it. It had also to get, as I understand, it would also fly back. Mr. Ajit Pawar and rest of his personnel, including his security and other officials accompanying him, all 6 of them would have come back in the same equipment. This is very, very clear. Having said that, by the time the CVR and the black box are going to be recovered, it's going to take some time because it's all in that situation as we speak. Over to you.
All right. And Sanjay Lazar, we know that Shekhar Vijayan, when we talk about this incident, that we know that Ajit Pawar had a very strong presence. He was a stalwart. He was Baramati was his. It was a strong man. When we talk about this, it was something that was very important to him. Where he died, he was a very important figure in Maharashtra. What do you think this means for now, for the next future for Maharashtra as well?
Yeah, I think it's a huge loss for Maharashtra. One is because Ajit Pawar is from the rural. He's coming from the grassroots. So this makes a huge difference, and it's a huge loss for Indian politics. It's a huge loss for Maharashtra politics, and I would say he was a son of the soil. Not just him, but the entire Pawar family must be deeply hurt with what's happened because of this unfortunate accident. My heart goes out to his family, and I express my condolences to the Pawar family. And I'm just shocked. It's very horrific. I've seen the visuals of this, the flames, the people around it when the plane crashed, and I'm just waiting to see how this how this entire incident unfolds and what's going to happen after this. But in terms of politics, in terms of leadership, obviously, Maharashtra politics has lost a young leader. They've lost a leader who has grown from the grassroots level. And they've lost somebody from the Pawar family, which is a very, very strong unit in Maharashtra. Not just in Maharashtra, but all across India. So I think entire India or Bharat is feeling the loss today on this solemn occasion.
All right, Dr. Vandana as well as Shekhar Vijayan, stay on with me. I have more updates coming in. Now, Maharashtra police has said a comprehensive investigation will be conducted into the plane crash to determine its exact cause. Investigators will closely examine and photograph the debris at the crash site to assess the aircraft's speed and angle of impact. The black box will be analyzed to check the aircraft's technical condition and airworthiness at the time of the flight. Authorities will also scrutinize all pre-flight maintenance records. The cockpit voice recorder will be reviewed to understand the pilot's last conversations and decisions, while official communications between the pilots and air traffic control will be examined. Weather condition, runway status and wind direction will also be taken into the account during the probe. Dr. Vandana, in all of this, there are a lot of important points that are to be highlighted, that there are several points to be taken into consideration to determine the exact cause of the incident. Now, Maharashtra police is also saying that a comprehensive investigation will be done in this. In your expertise, what exactly are the most significant pointers that have to be taken into consideration?
Yeah, thank you. That's a very interesting question. I think we simply first need to look at the actual weather conditions. because as I said, there is a conflicting message that we are getting, that the pilot, the captain actually said negative when he was asked if he can see the runway approach by Karwar. He said negative, and then of course there was a burst of sun, and then of course he approached landing and tried to land over there. Of course, as I also said, it veered off the runway, and then of course it burst into flames. The second thing is the wind shear factor. That needs to be looked at. What was the wind shear factor? Why did it veer off the runway? And why did it go into, obviously, flames the way it went? As I also mentioned, it was full on fuel. There was no refueling facility over there. It would have brought these dignitaries back. So all these angles need to be looked at, which means the actual visibility. Even though we are saying the weather was hazy and there was still a bit of sunshine, then why did the captain say negative on approach? That is important. That needs to be looked into. And the second thing that needs to be looked into is the wind shear factor, which is very important at this. As that's the reason why probably the equipment veered off the runway. And then he attempted, of course, the emergency landing, and it burst into flames. So these are the factors mainly that need to be looked into. Right now, obviously, once the FDR and the CVR are recovered, where they are now looking at the condition of the accident site, where everything is absolutely burnt and charred. When they put the pieces together, they will also come together, whether it's mechanical, technical, any kind of inefficiency over there, errors over there, or what could be the actual cause. As I said, don't rule out sabotage, don't rule out a political conspiracy, don't rule out anything at this stage. Everything is open. But yes, wind shear, visibility, approach on final descent, these are the things that need to be looked at in my view. Over to you, ma'am.
All right, Dr. Vandana, stay on with me. But first of all, I'd like to show on my screen the flight radar data. If my PCR crew could show on our screens what exactly went down in terms of that. We have the video and the details regarding this. So first of all, what we know according to the ADS-B data from flight radar, it depicts the final flight profile of the crashed business jet, which was when we talk about the jet on which Ajit Pawar was on board. And in that, we can see in this visual, you can see the flight never reached its intended destination. And Maharashtra Deputy CM Ajit Pawar was on board this jet. When we're talking about this, is exactly this never reached its intended destination. When we talk about that jet, the aircraft was attempting a second approach to Baramati airport when it crashed, and it crashed in the middle of the field. And when we talk about the crash as well, there were 5 others on board. But this is the flight radar data on our screens when we are talking about on January 28th on 2:52, when we've talked about this as well. This ADS-B data shows and depicts the final flight profile of the crashed business jet as well. It never reached its destination. It crashed in a field. The pilot was intending a second approach, but it did not happen, which led to the crashing of that jet, and which the flight was engulfed in fire, which led to the loss of life of everyone on that aircraft. But we also have with us Dr. Surjit Panesar as well. All right, but first of all, Dr. Vandana, when we take a look at the data that has been given by flight radar, what exactly does this mean? If you could tell with our viewers in a layman's language, what does this mean?
It exactly means, dear, what I just told you, that there are conflicting messages, that the captain already said that it's negative when he was asked by Karwar whether he can see the the runway, the landing strip. He said negative on visibility. That is why he then took a second approach, like you rightfully just mentioned, that is being seen, and he took a second round and he came back, and that's when he attempted. There was a burst of sun, So if you put all these pieces together, they're probably falling into place. And he attempted this landing. Now, what was the wind shear factor? This is what I mentioned. That it veered off, totally veered off the runway. It did not, like you said, it went into the field. It did not even reach over there. He attempted the emergency landing and it burst into flames. So putting everything together, one needs to look at this angle of clear visibility for the pilot. That's number one. Why he took the second round. Number two. Third is, of course, the wind shear factor. Put all of this together, knowing that the aircraft has got abundant fuel in it, that it went into flames. As logically, if I look into it in that manner, ma'am. Over to you.
All right. We also have with us Dr. Raj Lakshmi Joshi, political analyst, joining us on the telecast. Raj Lakshmi Joshi, when you heard this, what was exactly your first immediate reaction to such a tragic loss of life?
Hello, Ria. Very firstly, my heartfelt condolences to the family of Ajit Pawar ji. And I must say that I was extremely shocked, and this is something that was unbelievable because see, he was on his way to campaign for the upcoming Zilla Parishad elections, you know. So that is the kind of a person that Ajit Pawar ji has been. This dynamic personality who has gotten along well with people across ideological lines, and he has been a major force in Maharashtra elections, Maharashtra politics. So that is the kind of a person that he has been. So it was unbelievable and even unimaginable that something like this would have happened. So he has been always thinking about like now even immediately after the municipal corporation elections, he has again moved on to the Zilla Parishad election. So that is the kind of energy that he put into everything that he did. So, you know, whether people may agree with him, they may have some problems, they may have some, you know, he may be in some controversy, whatever, but he was not definitely somebody you could ignore. And he has definitely been somebody who has, like I said, whether it was with Prithviraj Chauhan ji or whether it was with Uddhav Thackeray ji or Eknath Shinde or with Devendra Fadnavis ji. He has been a very efficient deputy chief minister. So that is how he has managed, you know, along with keeping all his ideological differences aside. He has been a team player. He has been somebody who has gelled well with other politicians. And also there were rumors that there could be a possible you know, they could, this Sharad Pawar faction and the Ajit Pawar faction, they could come together and NCP would reunite. That was the kind of a rumor that was going around. So that, I mean, he was a driving force behind this major chunk of the faction that came out of the Sharad Pawar NCP. So that was, I mean, he was definitely a very strong leader and a very deep-rooted leader, especially in Baramati. So if you have seen that he has been an MLA for seven terms, so he definitely is somebody that you know, the Maharashtra politics especially, and even in Indian politics, definitely has taken a huge hit because of this loss. That is how I see it, Ria.
And Raj Lakshmi Joshi, when we're talking about this, what do you think this means now for the future of Maharashtra as well as NCP as well?
Very frankly, if you're talking about the Mahayuti government, that I don't think, you know, it is definitely stable because the BJP itself has strong numbers, and BJP and Eknath Shinde ji's Shiv Sena together, they definitely form a very stable government. That is not an issue at all. But the rest of the NCP, yes, like the two factions that I was talking about, now definitely questions arise about the leadership in the Ajit Pawar faction, and again, what happens to that, you know, that rift that could have been maybe bridged, maybe that might happen now, you know, with the passing away of Ajit Pawar ji. And again, you know, but then again, then in that case, again Sharad Pawarji will become the dominating figure. So now these people who have broken away from that, they had held Sharad Pawarji in such high esteem. So after that, breaking away from there and coming out of it and being a part of a completely different ideological setup, I don't know how those leaders will be able to get back again with Sharad Pawarji. But at the same time, in politics, obviously, you can never say never. So all of them, I think, again, they could come back together, and also they could definitely be a part of the Mahyuti again, and that will be an even stronger Mahyuti in that case. So even if they don't, I think that the BJP and the Eknath Shinde faction, they are definitely strong enough. So again, whatever, in whichever way you look at it, whatever happens with the NCP now, that I mean, this is definitely a cause for a huge political turmoil in Maharashtra. But the government will definitely not suffer, like I said, because of the numbers of the BJP. But at the same time, there will definitely be some turmoil in the way in which the NCP will be headed now. So that is something that we have to wait and watch.
All right, Rajalakshmi Joshi, stay on with me. Now, members of the Pawar family, Rajendra Pawar and Yogendra Pawar, have arrived at Baramati Medical College along with MLA Rohit Pawar. During this, Rohit Pawar could not control his emotions and tears came out of his eyes. And at the same time, Ajit Pawar's nephew Yogendra Pawar also looked emotional on this occasion. So it's a very tragic loss indeed for the Pawar family. And now the members of the Pawar family have arrived at the hospital where Ajit Pawar's body is there. You can see on those visuals as well. That's the visual of the Baramati Medical College and Hospital, that where Ajit Pawar's body is. This is a very tragic news indeed for the Pawar family and a huge loss for them. But Dr. Vandana Singh, when we talk about in an incident like this, when we all right, I think we are facing some connection issues with Dr. Vandana Singh, but meanwhile we also have with us Raj Lakshmi Joshi back on the telecast with us. Raj Lakshmi Joshi, now we can see on our screens as well as that this is a huge loss for the Pawar family, and it's a very unexpected news about the demise of Ajit Pawar, not just for the family of the Pawar family, but as well as Maharashtra. What do you think when we talk about something like this? Does this mean for the Maharashtra government when we talk about NCP as well as for the family of Pawar?
Yes, this is a very difficult time to talk about these kind of issues. But yes, these questions definitely do arise. And as you see, like definitely this was unthinkable, unimaginable. So it is a huge loss, and it will definitely take them some time to come out of this huge shock. And like I said, the other leaders of the Ajit Pawar faction of the NCP, there are definitely some tall leaders there, but at the same time, you could not say that one of them is outstanding enough to be able to maybe lead that faction now. So that, and also, now his own family also, they are definitely politically active and they are also very popular. But yes, the questions do arise as to how they will look at this entire scenario in his absence. So, there are the other leaders who are definitely tall, stellar leaders who have been there for a long time. Now, whether they will choose to be under, under somebody else in the same faction of NCP, or whether they will choose to go back to the Sharad Pawar faction, which is a
all
little,
right,
getting likely.
Rajalakshmi Joshi, stay on with me. I also have Atul Kalkar, Maharashtra BJP General Secretary, joining me on the telecast. Mr. Atul, thank you so much for joining me on the telecast. This is a very tragic news, not just for NCP, for the NDA family as well. What was your immediate reaction to this?
It's very sad, tragic and disturbing news. And Maharashtra lost is one noble and hard-working leader because of loss of Ajit Pawar, and his sudden demises from the Maharashtra politics is very detrimental to the Maharashtra progress and overall development of Maharashtra.
And Mr. Atul, when we talk about this, what was your experience with Ajit Pawar? What kind of person was he? What did he mean to you and for the Maharashtra politics as well?
See, he's a very practical, pragmatic, and in one way very professional politician. He starts his day at 7 a.m. in the morning, and he's a no-nonsense administrator. And so basically, he knows every nook and corner of the administration. He knows the pulse of the people, and he is known for taking quick decisions. And implementation of that decision is one of the very important feature of his personality. And so that's why Maharashtra lost one capable leader because of his demises.
And Mr. Atul, my last question to you is, obviously this is a very unfortunate news, it's a very shocking news, but what does this now mean for Maharashtra as well as NCP and for the NDA?
I think right now this is not time to discuss all these things. We are grieving for the sad news, and so politics will take its own course, but as of today, Maharashtra lost is one of the able leader.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for joining me on the telecast. Obviously, this is an unfortunate news that Ajit Pawar is no more. But meanwhile, we have more breaking news coming in. Now, Union Minister Kiran Rijiju has expressed condolences on the death of Maharashtra Deputy CM Ajit Pawar. Taking to social media platform X, Rijiju wrote, and I quote, "Deeply pained to learn about the untimely demise of Honorable Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Shri Ajit Pawar ji. He always stood with the people, working tirelessly for the growth and prosperity of Maharashtra. My heartfelt condolences to his loved ones and supporters." Now joining me on the telecast is my colleague Manohar Kesri. Manohar, अभी क्या आप इतना दुखद घटना हुई है, अजीत पवार नहीं रहे हैं, आप अभी रिएक्शंस आ रहे होंगे जहां पे आप होंगे, और क्या अपडेट्स मिल रही हैं आपको? Manohar, am I audible to you? I think we are facing some connection issues, but we'll get Manohar back. But meanwhile, Raj Lakshmi Joshi, we've seen several reactions that are coming in, and this is something that, politics aside, this is something that even opposition or anyone who's in the ruling party, everyone unites on something like this. So this is a very tragic news. But how long do you think, in terms of when we talk about the reports that will come out, how long do you think will be coming in? Raj Lakshmi, that question was for you. I think we are facing some audio issues, but meanwhile, viewers, it's a very tragic news indeed. We are tracking that Ajit Pawar is no more. We have seen that in the early morning that the plane crashed in Baramati, and it was around 8 a.m. That Ajit Pawar's plane was supposed to land in Baramati airport, but it instead crashed in the fields in Baramati, which led to the loss of lives of everyone on board as well as Ajit Pawar. So that's a very tragic news indeed. And obviously there are several reactions that are coming in. We're not making any speculations in regards to the investigation and as well as, but official confirmation that has revealed so far is that all the people on board died in this incident. But meanwhile, we have with us Manohar Kesri. Am I audible to you?
Yes, please ask the question.
Yes. Manohar, obviously this is a very tragic news for Maharashtra as well as the entire nation. we've seen several reactions that are coming in. What are you getting to know from your end?
देखिए बिल्कुल अब 45 मिनट का जो टाइम था उस टाइम को अगर देखते जिस तरह से दुखद घटना घटी है और इसे लेकर के डीजीसीए अब जांच करेगा क्योंकि एएआईबी जो एयरक्राफ्ट एक्सीडेंट ब्यूरो है वो इसकी जांच करेगा। उसके बाद पता चल पाएगा कि आखिरकार हादसे की मुख्य वजह क्या रही है, किस तरह से हादसा हुआ। दुखद घटना है, पूरा महाराष्ट्र आज शोक की लहर में डूबा हुआ है। वहीं पूरे देश में लोग संवेदनाएं व्यक्त कर रहे हैं। प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी ने एक्स पर पोस्ट पे जाकर के उन्होंने संवेदनाएं व्यक्त की है, परिवार वालों को सहने की कामना की है। वहीं अगर होम मिनिस्टर अमित शाह की बात करें तो उन्होंने भी दुख जताया है और हो सकता है कि केंद्रीय गृह मंत्री अमित शाह अभी बारामती के लिए कुछ देर के बाद रवाना भी हों। लेकिन सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि जिस तरह से हादसा हुआ है, जिस तरह से घटना घटी है, तो ब्लैक बॉक्स जब मिलेगा क्योंकि वहां पर कुछ ही देर में टीम पहुंचेगी और अपनी जांच शुरू करेगी तो उसके बाद चल पाएगा। लेकिन जो शुरुआती पता चल पा रहा है कि तकनीकी खराबी की वजह से यह हादसा हो सकता है। सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि सभी पक्ष और विपक्ष सभी दलों के नेताओं ने दुख व्यक्त किया है। कई नेताओं ने अपना पर्सनल उनके साथ अजित पवार के साथ जो संबंध रहे हैं, जिस तरह से उनकी बातचीत होती थी, जिस तरह से मुलाकात होती थी। रवि किशन ने कहा कि वो तो बारामती के राजा थे, वो जिंदा दिल इंसान थे, उनसे पर्सनल मुलाकात थी। नितिन गडकरी ने किस तरह से संवेदनाएं व्यक्त की, उन्होंने खुद कहा कि हम लोग बहुत करीब से उनको जानते थे, पूरे महाराष्ट्र में वो दादा के नाम से जानते थे। और किस तरह से राजनीतिक परिदृश्यों में उन्होंने अपनी एक छवि बनाई थी, शरद पवार के भतीजे हैं। तो ऐसे में कहा जाए तो पूरा देश आज जो है शोक की लहर में डूबा हुआ है। पूरा देश में लोग संवेदनाएं व्यक्त कर रहे हैं और सभी लोग स्तब्ध हैं, सभी लोग निशब्द हो चुके हैं कि आखिरकार ये घटना कैसे घटी। जी।
All right, Manohar. I also have with me Rajalakshmi Joshi. Rajalakshmi Joshi, obviously this is a tragic loss that we have talked about, but when we talk about this incident in itself, it was so shocking that even right now we are seeing several leaders that are coming in. What do you think in the next couple of days, what does this mean?
Yeah, this is, like I said, this is unimaginable. So this is definitely a huge shock to the entire political fraternity, if you may call it that. So, this was something that maybe, he was like on his routine political campaign. So this was something that it was not, people could definitely not have imagined something of this sort could have ever happened. So, like I said, he was very active during the municipal corporation elections also that happened just, a few weeks ago. And then again, now he was already into the next Zilla Parishad campaign. So then just imagine the kind of energy and the kind of effort that he put into everything that he did. So, everyone around him and even,
महाराष्ट्राच्या प्रश्नांची जाण असलेला अशा प्रकारचा हा नेता होता की ज्यांच्याबद्दल जनसामान्यांमध्ये प्रचंड मोठी आस्था होती। अजितदादा एक अतिशय संघर्षशील अशा प्रकारचं नेतृत्व होतं आणि सर्व परिस्थितीमध्ये न डगमगता पुढे जाणारं अशा प्रकारचं व्यक्तिमत्व होतं। महाराष्ट्राकरता आजचा दिवस हा अतिशय कठीण दिवस आहे, कारण अशा प्रकारचं नेतृत्व तयार व्हायला अनेक वर्ष लागतात आणि ज्यावेळी महाराष्ट्राच्या विकासामध्ये अतिशय महत्त्वपूर्ण योगदान ते देत होते, अशा काळामध्ये त्यांचं निघून जाणं हे अविश्वसनीय आहे, मनाला चटका लावणारं आहे. माझ्याकरता तर वैयक्तिक एक दमदार आणि दिलदार अशा प्रकारचा मित्र या ठिकाणी सोडून गेलेला आहे. त्यांच्या कुटुंबावर देखील हा प्रचंड मोठा आघात आहे. मी आणि एकनाथराव शिंदेसाहेब आम्ही लवकरच बारामतीकडे निघणार आहोत. सकाळपासून मी सगळ्यांच्या संपर्कात आहे. माननीय प्रधानमंत्री महोदय, माननीय गृहमंत्री महोदय सर्वांशी चर्चा करून त्यांनाही घडलेल्या परिस्थितीची सगळी कल्पना मी दिली आहे. त्यांनीही याबद्दल प्रचंड दुःख हे व्यक्त केलेलं आहे. एकूणच देशातच या संपूर्ण प्रकरणामुळे हळहळ पसरलेली आहे. पुढच्या सगळ्या गोष्टी ज्या आहेत त्या परिवाराशी चर्चा करून ठरवण्यात येतील. सकाळी सुप्रियाताईंशी माझं बोलणं झालं, त्यानंतर पार्थ पवारांशी माझं बोलणं झालं. एकदा संपूर्ण परिवार बारामतीला पोचल्यानंतर पुढच्या सगळ्या गोष्टींचे निर्णय हे त्यांच्या संमतीने घेतले जातील. महाराष्ट्रामध्ये आज शासकीय सुट्टी आम्ही घोषित केलेली आहे आणि त्यासोबत 3 दिवसाचा दुखवटा देखील जाहीर करण्यात आलेला आहे. पुढच्या सगळ्या बाबींची कल्पना ही आपल्याला लवकरच देण्यात येईल. पण मला असं वाटतं की कधीही भरून न निघणारं अशा प्रकारचे नुकसान आहे. महाराष्ट्रातनं असे लोकनेते गेल्यानंतर जी पोकळी तयार होते ती भरून काढणं हे अतिशय कठीण आहे. आणि निश्चितच इतक्या सोबत, इतक्या जवळून आणि इतक्या संघर्षाच्या काळात एकत्रित काम केलेलं आहे की त्यातनं खरं तर अशा गोष्टीवर विश्वास ठेवायलाच मन तयार होत नाही. तर पुढच्या ज्या काही गोष्टी जशा ठरतील तसं आपल्याला कळवण्यात येईल. महाराष्ट्र के उपमुख्यमंत्री और जमीन से जुड़े हुए जननेता श्रीमान अजीतदादा पवार, इनका एक विमान के एक्सीडेंट में बहुत ही दुखद निधन हुआ है. इसकी वार्ता आने के बाद समूचे महाराष्ट्र में बहुत ही दुख का वातावरण तैयार हुआ है. हम सभी के लिए इस प्रकार के जननेता को खोना एक अपरिमित इस प्रकार की हानि है. व्यक्तिगत मेरे लिए वो एक बहुत ही दमदार और दिलदार इस प्रकार के मित्र थे और हम दोनों ने साथ में काफ़ी संघर्ष का काल भी देखा है. और अब दृढ़ता के साथ महाराष्ट्र के विकास में जब वो योगदान दे रहे थे और एक बहुत लंबी पारी वो खेलेंगे, ऐसी परिस्थिति थी। ऐसे समय उनका निकल जाना, मैं ऐसा मानता हूं कि इसके लिए हमारे पास कोई शब्द भी नहीं है, और उनके परिवार पर और उनका जो बृहद परिवार है राष्ट्रवादी कांग्रेस पार्टी, उसके पदाधिकारी कार्यकर्ताओं पर ये जो दुख आया है, ये सहना बहुत कठिन है। इस दुख की बेला में हम सब लोग उनके साथ में हैं। अभी जो उनका परिवार है वो जब बारामती पहुंचेगा, उसके बाद उनसे चर्चा करके आगे की सारी चीज़ें ज्ञात की जाएगी। मैं उप मुख्यमंत्री एकनाथ जी शिंदे, हम सभी लोग अभी कुछ समय में बारामती जाएंगे और उसके बाद आगे की चीज़ें आप तक हम पहुंचाएंगे। सुबह मैंने आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी को और आदरणीय गृह मंत्री जी को इसकी पूरी जानकारी दी। उन्होंने भी इस घटना पर बहुत दुख व्यक्त किया है। सभी लोग एक प्रकार से शॉक में हैं और अब आगे की जो भी कार्रवाई है वो जैसे तय होगी वैसे आप लोगों को बताया जाएगा।
Was Devendra Fadnavis. He has given his statement and he has also ordered investigation as well. We are also getting to know that we have with us Rupali Patil, NCP, joining me on the telecast. Rupali Patil, it's a very tragic loss for the entire Maharashtra as well as for the nation. What was your immediate reaction when you heard this news?
विश्वास ही नहीं हो रहा है कि जितना था ये दुनिया में नहीं है। जो पूरे महाराष्ट्र की जनता को परिवार मान के काम करते थे, वो दादा हमारे बीच नहीं थे, हम लोगों को आजाद कर दिया। नहीं है इस विश्व में परमेश्वर भगवान कोई नहीं है। ये दादा ऐसे छोड़ के नहीं जा सकते। पूरे महाराष्ट्र को और का करके हम लोगों को अनाथ कर दिया। कहाँ जाएंगे लोग काम करने के लिए? दादा ऐसे नेते थे कि विरोधक भी रहा तो भी वो बाद में आने के बाद काम बोला तो दादा करते थे। दादा जैसा कर्तृत्व नेतृत्व नहीं मिलेगा और वो दादा आज हमारे बीच में नहीं है। ये बहुत बहुत धक्कादायक है। भगवान को लेके ही जाना चाहिए था तो हमारे जैसे लेके जाने थे, मगर लाखों का पसंदा को नहीं लेके जाना चाहिए था। बहुत बुरा भगवान ने हमको दिखाया।
रूपाली, ये बहुत बहुत दुखद घटना है। आप एनसीपी की हैं तो आपके लिए तो एक बहुत बड़ा ट्रैजिक लॉस है। आप उनका जो एक्सपीरियंस है वो आपके लिए क्या थे, उसके बारे में अगर आप बता सकते हैं।
नेता थे, मगर ऐसे नेता थे कि पूरे महाराष्ट्र की जनता को अपना परिवार मानते थे। कोई भी आम आदमी आके काम करवा के लेके जाता था। और जब आज मैं आपको एक दादा की भावनिक बात बताती हूँ। जब राष्ट्रवादी 2 हो गई थी तो दादा का बहुत प्यार बड़े साहब के ऊपर, बहुत प्यार सुप्रिया तैसुए के ऊपर। हम लोगों के कार्यकर्ता को बोलते थे उनके ऊपर बोलने का नहीं, बिल्कुल बोलने का नहीं। हम कहते थे दादा वो लोग बोल रहे तो बोले बोलने दीजिए। आपको मैंने कहा है बोलने का नहीं। दादा जैसा आदमी नहीं हो सकता, कभी भी नहीं हो सकता जिंदगी। हम जैसे कार्यकर्ता को बहन बेटी का प्यार दिया है, हम जैसे सर्वसामान्य बहन को एक सम्मान देके एक पहचान दी हुई है उन्होंने। तो मैं बोलूंगी दादा हमारा बाप मनुष्य, मेरा नहीं पूरे महाराष्ट्र में आप पूछ के देखो, जिन जिन लोगों ने दादा को तकलीफ दी, दादा को छोड़ के गए, वो वापस आने के बाद दादा ने कभी उनके ऊपर गुस्सा नहीं दिखाया। उनका जो भी काम रहेगा कि मैं जो सीट पे बैठा हूँ, मैं आपके लोगों की सेवा करने के लिए बैठा हूँ, और वो काम करते गए। और आज भगवान, ये बहुत बुरा है, ये बहुत बुरा है। मेरा तो भगवान के ऊपर से विश्वास ही चला गया है। अरे अच्छे आदमी को आप रखेंगे ही नहीं, जो सबका पोशिंदा है, लाखों का पोशिंदा है, वो आदमी आपने हमारे साथ में नहीं रखा। हमें हम किसके पास जाएंगे? राजनीति में एक धुरंधर, एक सच्चा आदमी नेता था अजीत दादा, कि कहाँ पे तो लोगों को लगता था कि नहीं बाबा पॉलिटिक्स में इनके साथ रहेंगे तो कुछ ना कुछ अच्छी बर्तावे, अच्छा अपने सामने आ जाए। सब खत्म हुआ, सब।
जी रूपाली, ये बहुत ही दुखद घटना हुई है और ये वो बहुत बड़ा लॉस है पूरे भारत का, महाराष्ट्र का ही नहीं, सिर्फ पूरे भारत का। बट शुक्रिया हमारे साथ बने रहने के लिए। Obviously it's a huge tragic loss for the entire nation, but meanwhile we have more political reactions that are coming in. Take a look at that.
बहुत ही दुखद समाचार है। समस्त पवार परिवार और जितने भी समर्थक हैं उनको हमारी तरफ से संवेदना और शोक मैंने बात की सुप्रिया जी से भी और उनकी मैसेज से भी।
वरिष्ठ नेता उपेंद्र कुशवाहा जी हमारे साथ में मौजूद है। उपेंद्र जी, एनडीए को एक बड़ा नुकसान हुआ है। महाराष्ट्र के बड़े नेता, कद्दावर नेता, डिप्टी सीएम अजीत पवार का निधन हो गया है।
देखिए, अजीत पवार जी का निधन बहुत ही मर्माहत करने वाली खबर है और इससे न सिर्फ एनडीए का नुकसान हुआ है बल्कि पूरे देश ने एक नेता, ऐसा नेता जो हमेशा जनता के प्रति समर्पित रहा, उसको खो दिया है। तो पूरे देश की क्षति है। उनके निधन पे हम अपनी ओर से, अपनी पार्टी की ओर से बेहद दुख व्यक्त करते हैं। ईश्वर से प्रार्थना करते हैं कि दिवंगत आत्मा को भगवान शांति दे और परिवार के ऊपर जो इतना बड़ा पहाड़ टूटा है दुख का, तो परिवार को दुख सहने की ताकत दे।
उपेंद्र कुशवाहा जी, इनका कहना है कि उनकी पार्टी की ओर से अजीत पवार को श्रद्धांजलि देते हैं और ये बड़ा नुकसान हुआ है एनडीए का और साथ ही साथ महाराष्ट्र का भी।
महाराष्ट्र के डिप्टी सीएम के निधन को लेकर बातचीत करने के लिए हमारे साथ उत्तर प्रदेश के डिप्टी सीएम केशव प्रसाद मौर्य हैं। सर, दुखद खबर सामने आई।
ये बहुत ही दुखदायी समाचार आज महाराष्ट्र की धरती से आया है। बहुत ही लोकप्रिय नेता और एनडीए के बहुत ही जिम्मेदार सहयोगी और महाराष्ट्र के उप मुख्यमंत्री अजीत पवार जी का विमान दुर्घटना में आज दुखद निधन हुआ है। हम सब भी अवाक हैं इस प्रकार की सूचना मात्र से। तो जो उनके परिवारजन हैं, जो उनके समर्थक हैं, जो महाराष्ट्र की जनता है, इस समय तो शोक में डूबी हुई है। इस घड़ी में हम भगवान से प्रार्थना करते हैं श्री अजीत पवार जी और विमान दुर्घटना में जितने भी लोग मारे गए हैं उनको अपने चरणों में स्थान दें और जो उनके परिजन हैं, समर्थक हैं और महाराष्ट्र की जनता है, उनको यह दुख सहने की शक्ति दें। वह एक बहुत जानदार और शानदार नेता थे। उनका जाना यह राष्ट्रीय राजनीति और महाराष्ट्र की राजनीति के लिए बहुत बड़ी क्षति है जिसकी भरपाई करना बहुत मुश्किल होगा।
हमारे साथ डिप्टी सीएम केशव प्रसाद मौर्य थे जिन्होंने दुख व्यक्त किया है अजीत पवार की दुर्घटना में मौत को लेकर। कैमरामैन अरशद के साथ अभिषेक सिंह, इंडिया न्यूज़। महाराष्ट्र के उप मुख्यमंत्री अजीत दादा पवार की विमान हादसे में मौत की दुखद खबर सामने आई है। हमारे साथ बातचीत करने के लिए उत्तर प्रदेश सरकार में मंत्री दानिश आज़ाद अंसारी हैं। क्या कहेंगे मंत्री?
देखिए, दुखद है ये जो दुर्घटना महाराष्ट्र में हुई है, पवार जी का विमान जो क्रैश हुआ है, ये बहुत दुखद है और भारतीय राजनीति के लिए दुख का क्षण है। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने भी इस पे अपना शोक व्यक्त किया है, दुख व्यक्त किया है और निश्चित तौर पे राजनीतिक क्षेत्र के लिए, सामाजिक क्षेत्र के लिए आज एक बहुत बड़ा क्षति का दिन है।
बिल्कुल, मंत्री दानिश आज़ाद हमारे साथ मौजूद थे, जिन्होंने उप मुख्यमंत्री अजीत दादा पवार की विमान दुर्घटना में हुई मौत को लेकर शोक व्यक्त किया है। कैमरामैन अरशद के साथ अभिषेक सिंह, इंडिया न्यूज़।
डिम्पल यादव जी ने अजीत पवार जी का निधन हो गया, क्या कहेंगे?
बहुत ही दुखद और दर्दनाक घटना है और सभी परिवार वालों के साथ मेरी
जिस तरह से हादसा हुआ है, जांच होनी चाहिए। मनोहर केसरी, इंडिया न्यूज़। हमारे साथ एलजीपी आर के सांसद अरुण भारती हैं। अरुण जी, प्लेन क्रैश में अजीत पवार का निधन हो गया, क्या कहेंगे?
देखिए, हम लोग के लिए बड़ा शॉकिंग है। आज सुबह जब खबर मिली तो विश्वास नहीं हुआ, लेकिन डीजीसीए का जब आधिकारिक स्टेटमेंट आया तो हम लोग को भी बहुत दुखद था। ये काफ़ी सीनियर नेता थे, महाराष्ट्र के उप मुख्यमंत्री थे, उनसे बहुत उम्मीदें थी। भगवान उनकी आत्मा को शांति दे और उसके परिवार को इस लॉस को, इस क्षति को सहने की शक्ति दे। हम लोग का ही कहना है।
जिस तरह से विजुअल सामने आए तो इसकी जांच होनी चाहिए।
बेशक जांच होनी चाहिए। जांच होने से परिवार को भी एक क्लोजर मिलता है कि सबके पीछे क्या कारण है, और कोई टेक्निकल रीज़न है तो कैसे हम ये ट्रेन से जो लोग यात्रा करते हैं उसको और कैसे बेहतर कर सकते हैं, इस पर काम हो सकता है।
मनोहर केसरी, इंडिया न्यूज़। हमारे साथ बीजेपी सांसद संजय जायसवाल हैं। संजय जी, आज सुबह से ही एक दुखद खबर है, अजीत पवार जी का निधन प्लेन क्रैश में हो गया, क्या कहेंगे?
माननीय उप मुख्यमंत्री जी का प्लेन क्रैश में निधन बहुत ही दुखद घटना है। एनडीए को काफ़ी अपूरणीय क्षति पहुंची है। उप मुख्यमंत्री जी के रूप में बहुत ही अच्छे से उनका कार्य हो रहा था, और अजीत पवार जैसे बहुत बिरले लोग रहते हैं कि उन्होंने अपने राजनीतिक सिद्धांत के तहत एनडीए के साथ थे, फिर भी अपने परिवार को वह सदैव ले करके चलते थे। अभी शरद पवार जी का जब यहाँ पे जन्मदिन मनाया गया था तो उस दिन उनसे मुलाकात भी हमारी हुई थी, और अचानक इतना दुखद हादसा हुआ है। उनके परिवार को संबल प्रदान करें। बारामती के लोगों को भी बहुत बड़ा नुकसान हुआ है। सभी के मैं उनको श्रद्धांजलि व्यक्त करता हूँ।
क्योंकि वो एक एनडीए के घटक दल थे, तो आपकी कई बार मुलाकात भी हुई होगी।
मुलाकातें होती थी, पर ज़्यादा वो मुलाकातें व्यक्तिगत तौर पर शरद पवार जी के आवासी पर हुई है, और काफ़ी अच्छे से सभी के साथ मिलना, सभी की बातें सुनने का उनका जो एक तरह से कार्य था वो बहुत ही अच्छा था। जो कुछ हुआ है बहुत ही दुखद है, और एनडीए को बहुत नुकसान हुआ है।
और इस घटना की जांच होनी चाहिए।
जांच तो होगी, इतनी बड़ी दुर्घटना हुई है तो जाहिर बात है इसकी जांच होगी। सभी बातें आएंगी कि रनवे पहुंचने के बाद ऐसा क्या हुआ कि इतना बड़ा प्लेन हादसा हो गया। यह सभी के दिमाग में यह प्रश्न है।
सर, बहुत मनोहर केसरी, इंडिया न्यूज़ के लिए। हमारे साथ केंद्रीय मंत्री रामदास अठावले हैं। सर, अजीत पवार जी का निधन हुआ है, क्या कहेंगे? क्योंकि आपका बहुत सालों से संबंध रहा है, आप लोग मिलते जुलते रहे।
हाँ, मतलब अजीत पवार जी के साथ हमारे बहुत अच्छे संबंध रहे। मैं जब कांग्रेस पार्टी के साथ तब भी मेरे उनके साथ अच्छे संबंध थे। जब मैं बीजेपी के साथ आया तब भी मतलब उनके साथ मेरे बहुत अच्छे संबंध थे। बहुत ही बड़े विकास के एजेंडे को आगे लेकर चलने वाले थे, और नरेंद्र मोदी जी का विकास एजेंडा देखकर वो मतलब वो हमारे महायुति में आए थे, और डिप्टी सीएम पद पर, अर्थ मंत्री पद पर उन्होंने बहुत अच्छा काम किया था। अचानक विमान का क्रैश होकर मतलब वो जाना, ये हमारे लिए बहुत बड़ा नुकसान है, हमें बहुत बड़ी क्षति पहुंची है। और अजीत पवार जी के जाने से हमने बहुत बड़ा नेता खो दिया है, और बहुत बड़ा धक्का हमको लगा है।
सर, एक बहुत दुखद खबर है अजीत पवार जी के निधन की जो खबर आ रही है। आकस्मिक चॉपर क्रैश हुआ था, क्या
बात है? बहुत दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण बात है ये, और हमारे बीच से चले जाना। और महाराष्ट्र की राजनीति में तो वो बहुत अग्रणी रहे हैं, उनका योगदान बहुत है राजनीति में। तो ये वाकई बात सबके हमने एक अच्छा नेता थे।
सर, आपको लगता है कि जांच भी होनी चाहिए, क्योंकि इतना बड़ा हादसा इतने बड़े लीडर के साथ हो गया अचानक?
डिपेंड्स ऑन किस तरह से वो दुर्घटना हुई है। कई बार होता है कि अपने आप को हो जाती है, लेकिन अब अगर हवा में उड़ते उड़ते कुछ हुआ होगा तो फिर ये भी है कि उसकी जांच भी होनी चाहिए। अगर इस तरह डिपेंड्स ऑन सर्कमस्टांसेस जिसमें ये हुआ है, वो अधिकारियों का मत होता है कि उसकी जाँच होनी चाहिए।
थैंक यू सर। लक्ष्मण साहब हमारे साथ में मौजूद है, सांसद।
लक्ष्मण जी, बड़ा नुकसान, अजीत पवार जी का ट्रेजिक निधन जिस तरह से सुनने में आ रहा है।
सुबह अभी प्लेन क्रैश में अजीत पवार जी का जो निधन हुआ, ये दुखद समाचार है। खास तौर से महाराष्ट्र के अंदर अजीत पवार ने जो छवि बना, जो गरीबों का और मास लीडर था, आज नुकसान सिर्फ एनसीपी ही नहीं, आज इंडिया का भी बहुत नुकसान है। महाराष्ट्र में काफ़ी अजीत पवार ने और राजनीति के माध्यम से बड़ी सेवा किया है, बड़ी दुख की बात है।
देखिए लक्ष्मण, जिनका कहना है कि महाराष्ट्र और एनडीए को बड़ा नुकसान हुआ है आज अजीत पवार के निधन से। संजय शर्मा, इंडिया न्यूज़।
यादव है सर, एक खबर आ रही है बारामती से कि अजीत पवार का प्लेन जो है सो क्रैश हुआ है, क्या कहेंगे?
बहुत ही दुखद खबर है। बताया जा रहा है कि वो गंभीर रूप से घायल हैं। प्रभु से यही प्रार्थना की जा सकती है कि उन्हें उनकी रक्षा करें।
जिस तरह से घटना घटी है, जिस तरह से विजुअल सामने आ रहे हैं, तो जांच होनी चाहिए सर।
इस पर अभी ये चीज़ें हम नहीं कह सकते कुछ।
सर एक मनोहर केसरी, इंडिया न्यूज़ के लिए।
अजीत पवार जी के साथ जिन्होंने काम किया, ऐसी रजनी पाटिल जी हमारे साथ में। रजनी जी, बहुत दुखद खबर है अजीत पवार जी के बारे में जो आज सुनने को मिल रही है।
बहुत ही दुखद, हम इसको बयान नहीं कर सकते शब्दों में, अभी हम शब्दों में बयान इस्तेमाल नहीं कर सकते हैं। वेरी सैड न्यूज।
तो ये रजनी पाटिल थी जिनका कहना है कि शब्दों में बयान नहीं कर सकती, बड़ा झटका उनके लिए, उन्होंने साथ में काम किया अजीत पवार के। संजय शर्मा, इंडिया न्यूज़।
बहुत दुखद, महाराष्ट्र की राजनीति में, भारतीय राजनीति में इससे बड़ी क्षति नहीं हो सकती। बड़े जिंदा दिल इंसान, बहुत बड़ा नुकसान हुआ। मैं पर्सनली जानता था उनको, बारामती का राजा कहते थे, राजनीति का राजा कहते थे। आज एक राजा चले गए, बहुत ही दुखद।
बीजेपी सांसद गणेश सिंह जी हमारे साथ में मौजूद है। गणेश जी, अजीत पवार नहीं रहे, इस तरह की खबरें आ रही हैं, उनका हेलीकॉप्टर क्रैश हो गया है, उनका निधन होने की सबके समाचार आ रहे हैं।
बहुत दुखद समाचार आज दूरदर्शन में देखने को मिला कि महाराष्ट्र सरकार के उप मुख्यमंत्री, जो महाराष्ट्र की राजनीति के एक बहुत बड़े नेता थे, अजीत पवार जी, एक प्लेन हादसे में उनका दुखद निधन हुआ है। बहुत ही दुखद है और ये समाचार सबको बहुत दुख पहुंचाया है और महाराष्ट्र के लिए बहुत बड़ी क्षति है।
सर, एक और मुद्दा चल रहा है, यूजीसी का मुद्दा चल रहा है। आपको क्या लगता है, यूजीसी के जो नए नॉर्म्स आए, आपको लगता है ये ठीक है, उचित है, जिसका विरोध हो रहा है?
सामाजिक क्षेत्र के लिए, राजनीतिक क्षेत्र के लिए बहुत ही दुखद घटना है। 6 लोग सवार थे और अजीत पवार जी भी उसमें सवार थे, ऐसी सूचना आ रही। अगर ये सच है तो आज का दिन दुर्भाग्य का दिन है। इतनी बड़ी दुर्घटना शायद हम पिछले दशक में ऐसी दुर्घटना कभी हमको दिखने को नहीं मिला। ये दिल को दहला देने वाली दुर्घटना है। भगवान करे उन सभी लोगों के परिवारों को शक्ति दें। इतनी बड़ी घटना, जो लोग उसमें सवार थे, ये बहुत बड़ी दुर्घटना है। केवल महाराष्ट्र सरकार के वो डिप्टी सीएम नहीं थे, बल्कि देश के एक जाने माने राजनेता थे। आज उनकी भरपाई शायद मुश्किल है।
बारामती में लैंडिंग के दौरान जो विजुअल्स दिखाए जा रहे हैं तमाम चैनल्स, वो एक गंभीर विमान दुर्घटना है। मैं चिंता भी व्यक्त करता हूँ, दुख भी व्यक्त करता हूँ और ईश्वर से कामना करता हूँ कि उसमें जो लोग रहे हों सब कुशल हों। इतना ही फिलहाल।
सर, डिप्टी सीएम अजीत पवार की जानकारी आती है,
यही जानकारी दी जा रही है चैनल द्वारा कि डिप्टी सीएम अजीत पवार जी उस पर सवार थे। अभी कोई पुष्ट सूचना किसी तरह की नहीं है। मैं इतने ईश्वर से प्रार्थना कर सकता हूँ कि मिरेकल्स होते हैं वो हो सकते हैं।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू।
All right, so those were the reactions that were coming in, but now we will break down the videos that have come in, the sequence of what exactly went down, and I'll be showing you all of these videos and we'll break it down step by step what went down in terms of that. The first video, when we take a look at that, I'd like my PCR crew to exactly. So that's the first visual. First, I would like you to take a look at the entirety of the video and then I'll break it down for you. So this is the first visual that you can see of this plane crash, where you can see the debris as well as where this runway strip was. And in this very tragic incident, Ajit Pawar lost his life. He was flying to the region in Pune district. He was set to address several meetings and rallies, and but unfortunately he lost his life in this. And this incident, the route was, he was coming from Mumbai on a Learjet 45 aircraft, and which was operated by VTSSK, and before it crashed while landing at the Baramati airport. So that's the video where we're talking about. First of all, where exactly was this runaway? So first of all, a huge sea of crowd has gathered over here, and this is where the runaway strip is. This is where the runway is supposed to be. Take a look at this runway, how far this is from where the intended flight was, and now this is where it crashed. That's the visual on your screen that you can see. This is where it crashed. This is a site that is below 20 meter below, approximately 20 meter below the runway strip. You can see obviously all of these fire tenders that are present on the spot. The fire was still being doused by all of the fire engine on the spot. You can see the level of flame, the debris on the ground. The entire plane has been destroyed in this plane crash. The fire was still being doused in the early morning. You can see the smoke all over. You can see the entire ground is black. You can see all of the sea of crowd over there as well. And this is the fire tender spot trying to douse the flames as well. So this is the first video of this incident. Another video, let's take a look at. This is the video number 2. You can see the tail is in fact intact. We talked about it this morning as well, that the entire debris, we could see that the tail was intact, but on the other hand, the entirety of the most part of the plane was destroyed. The debris was all over, the wreckage was all over the field, which was nearby to the strip. They were trying to land at the Baramati airport. The pilot was trying the second approach, but unfortunately it did not happen. This is owned by the VSR aviation plane. The Learjet is owned. This is the aircraft which Ajit Pawar frequently traveled in. This was a chartered plane. In this, you can see that this jet engine is still intact, and not just the tail, but the jet engine is also intact. And the level of damage you can see. When the plane crashed, it ended up taking all of the debris. Branches of trees are also can be seen on the ground within all of that debris. The speed and the level of damage, you can see the pilot was trying to do the second approach. It ended up taking all of these branches as well. So you can see the branches are also visible in this debris as well. And when we take a look at the damage as well, you can see all of the people, the fire tenders, the local authorities, all of them are there trying to assess the situation. You can see the entire aircraft has been destroyed. There was fire for a very long time, and the fire tenders were trying to douse the flame as well. This is another video where you can see the embankment like side. We have seen another angle of the first video where we showed was, this is where the crash happened, and just above that was the runaway strip. Where the people are standing, just behind that is the runaway strip. And you can see this sea of crowd that has gathered in front of this embankment. You can see all of these people are here. Here the tail of the aircraft is visible. All of these fire tenders are trying to douse the flame. For several hours they were there trying to douse, because the plane crash, when it happened after that, the fire engulfed the entirety of the entirety of the aircraft, which led to the death of all who were on board. And the fire tenders were trying to douse the flames, but the intensity of the crash was very severe. You can even see some bodies of the aircraft is also visible. You can see the thick smoke that is rising. For several hours, the fire tenders were present on the ground. The severity of it, you can see even there, they are trying to douse this as well. The officials surrounded the area. They were trying to assess what exactly went down. They were even trying to find the black box as well. You can see even in this, they have covered bodies as well. You can see all of that debris. This is where the fire tender is trying to douse the flame. This is the tail of this. The officials are on the ground trying to assess the situation. These are the only two parts of the plane that are intact, which includes the jet engine, which also includes the tail as well. Another video, let's take a look at that, which includes you can see the level of the flame. The fire engulfed the entirety, the aircraft was engulfed with the entirety of this flame when it crashed. When the pilot was trying to do a second approach, it crash landed, which led to the fire engulfing the entirety of the aircraft. And you can see how bad that is. The entire area is covered with a thick black smoke. The local authorities are also over there. You can see the surrounding field has also caught fire, because obviously this is far away from the runway strip. You can see all of the area that was covered, the field has been blackened as well, because all of that was caught under fire. So even the field caught fire. You can see in those visuals, all of this is on fire. You can see even the local authorities are present over there as well. You can see here, this is where the runway strip was. This is the embankment area. This is where the aircraft crashed. And obviously, 5 people and Ajit Pawar were on board. You can see the local authorities as well as the crowd of people was gathered there. And when we talk about this incident, the pilot was trying to do a second approach, which he was unable to do. This was a Learjet 45 aircraft. And as per flight radar, the flight took off from Mumbai at 8:10 a.m. and it disappeared from radar around 8:45, and the plane was attempting a second approach to Baramati airport. You can see even in another visual, the runway strip was visible. Before it crashed, the entirety of the aircraft was engulfed in flame. All of these visuals, you can see the level of the intensity of the fire was so much, it was so severe that there were no survivors in this accident. And apart from Ajit Pawar, there were several other security personnel as well as the crew members who were on board who lost their lives as well. Now joining me on the telecast is Sushma Andres, Shiv Sena leader, UBT, joining, as well as Akhilesh Mishra, political analyst. Thank you so much for joining me on the telecast. Obviously, first of all, starting with Sushma, this is a very tragic news that has come in, that Ajit Pawar is no more. What was your first immediate reaction to this?
Hello.
Ma'am, am I audible to you?
Yeah. You are asking to me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. I was asking that what was your first immediate reaction to this?
Ajit Pawar is like a member of each and every family from Maharashtra. Though he is opposition leader, though we are opponent to each other, वो हम विपक्षी जरूर है, वो हमारी अपोजिट पार्टी के लीडर जरूर है, हमें थे नहीं कह पाते हैं हम। हमें अब भी लगता है कि आप लोग गलत न्यूज दे रहे हैं, आप लोगों की न्यूज शायद गलत हो जाएगी, और अब शायद मुस्कुराते हुए दादा फिर एक बार स्क्रीन पर दिखेंगे और बोलेंगे, चला बघा कशी फिरकी घेतली तुमच्या सगळ्यांची, काय चेहरे करून। एक बड़े कद्दावर नेता, बहुत उम्दा दिल, बहुत ज्यादा स्पोर्टिंग स्पिरिट वाले, जो अपने विरोधी दल के लोगों के साथ भी बहुत हंसी मजाक से पेश आने वाले, मुश्किलों का सामना किसी भी कोई माथे पर कभी शिकंज ना लाते हुए, उनके परिवार में कभी विवाद भी हुए तो अपने परिवार के लोगों पर बात करते समय कभी किसी तरह की कड़वाहट नहीं, या कोई विरोधी दल का भी अगर कोई उनके साथ होता है तो उसके प्रति किसी तरह की कोई कड़वाहट नहीं।
एंड मैम ऑब्वियसली ये बहुत ही दुखद घटना है। ये एनसीपी का और एनडीए का, पूरे महाराष्ट्र का और पूरे देश का बहुत बड़ा लॉस है। आपके लिए अजीत पवार क्या थे? आपके एक्सपीरियंस में वो किस तरह के व्यक्तित्व के, उनका व्यक्तित्व कैसा था और उनकी लीडरशिप कैसी थी?
मैं अजित पवार जी के विरोधी दल से हूँ। मैंने कायम उनकी आलोचना की है, लेकिन इतनी आलोचना करने के बावजूद जब कभी हम एक मंच साझा करते, वो उसी मुस्कुराहट के साथ पेश आते, वो उसी मुस्कुराहट से फिर एक बार बात करते, अरे काय चल रहे ताई, और वो कभी ये नहीं पूछते कि क्यों मेरी तो आप बड़ी आलोचना कर रही हो, क्या हुआ है, ना कभी किसी तरह का वो प्रेशर लाते। इतनी आलोचना के बावजूद अगर कभी हम उन्हें फोन करते हैं कि दादा थोड़ा सा काम था, दादा ये थोड़ा पुलिस स्टेशन का प्रॉब्लम था, या दादा ये जिले का ये प्रॉब्लम है, तो दादा झट से फोन उठाएंगे। दादा ने फोन भी नहीं उठाया तो दादा कॉल बैक करेंगे। दादा ने मिस कॉल भी देख लिया, दादा ने अगर टेक्स्ट मैसेज भी देख लिया तो दादा कॉल बैक जरूर करेंगे। सुबह